One for Contreras, not bad work on your alleged day off.
To come in the game late, which he's a guy that catches every day. So when he gets those off days, he savors them. But I just felt like coming off the All-Star break, even though he had the rigmarole of going to the All-Star week, I knew his legs were good and could put him in for 2 at-bats.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, his team now hosts the Mets for 3 starting tonight. Jacob Mizorowski will pitch against former Brewers ace Freddie Peralta. Tonight's game 1 gets underway at 6:40. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get out now, and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
We're huddled up on the air with you on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. It is the Huddle. I'm Bill Schmidt alongside my main man, Armen Sarian. Sans Drew Olson this week as he enjoys our pregame week, our pre-football week before training camp begins next week and we get into trade deadline season across Major League Baseball and all the fun that happens once we get out of the World Cup and the All-Star break, and the middle of July is gone, and celebration throughout the day because it's in order. We've hit July 20th, a day that will mean a different level of celebration and excitement across this state and in this city of Milwaukee for a long time, long after players are done, careers are over, and murals continue to reign supreme. Armen Sarian, happy 5-year anniversary of the Milwaukee Bucks being crowned the NBA champions for the second time. Now, remember, that was the most important part about July 20th. The NBA wanted to let you know it was the Bucks' second championship. All the T-shirts and sweatshirts had 2-time title holders. That was a little bit strange in the moment when it hadn't happened in 50 years, hadn't happened in 2 generations, but it didn't matter what that shirt said as long as it had an LOB on the front. The Bucks got the good one before they changed it up and made it look all weird and fancy and schmancy and curvatured. Now, that one will always stay at Fiserv Forum. Good morning, my man. How are you feeling here on this beautiful celebration of a championship 5 years ago Monday?
Oh, Billy, good morning. Happy Monday. I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic about it, a little sad that it's been 5 years, and a little hard to believe that it's been 5 years. I mean, that's 5 years of our lives just gone in an instant. That's 5 years of memories. That's 5 years of, well, ever since then, we've been kind of hoping for more, and it's been disappointment, unfortunately. But it's a wonderful memory. It was a wonderful moment, and it was one that's going to last us forever. And, everyone always said, I just want one. I just want one. They say that about the Brewers, about the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't gotten our Brewers one yet, but the Bucks we got. And that was the one I kind of doubted, the most of all of our teams that might happen one day, and it did happen. So we got it, and I hope it lasts a lifetime because we always said it. Fans will always say, "I just want one," and then they get one, and they always want another.
And now all I can think about is another parade and being able to see another trophy being hoisted by a Wisconsin team. Amen.
Really quick though, you brought up a great point. They did change the Larry O'Brien trophy design. I'm glad we got the last one before they did. Now I'll be happy to accept that award, that trophy in this town, no matter which.
When
form.
Braden Burries hoists it in 4 years, I'll be fine.
I love that.
As Finals MVP, I'll feel okay.
Let's go. Yes, a young puppy biting. By the way, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, when he's 24 years old, and you're looking at a whole long career in front of him. That's going to be an exciting moment.
So let's manifest and pray for that. Let's hope he's the next one. But yes, Billy, we did get the older, in my opinion, better version of Larry O'Brien trophy.
And I don't think you're alone in the thought of the people that doubted for a long time, and probably for the majority of your lifetime, that you were going to see the Milwaukee Bucks win an NBA title.
It felt like they were the toughest, right? It felt like that was going to be the toughest league to win in as a small market, things like that.
Because I think back to I was lucky enough in 2011, something February, I don't know, maybe 14th, maybe February 8th,
Valentine's Day, maybe?
2011, to watch Charles Woodson walk back into then the Bradley Center, along with a number of his Green Bay Packer teammates, with the Vince Lombardi trophy.
And you said there's finally a championship trophy in the Bradley Center, right? That's how you said.
There was a title right in front of me, and it was either 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after, however the schedule plays out, that the Milwaukee Brewers go and trade for, at that moment, a Cy Young Award-winning Zach Greinke. Give up 4 guys who you had heard of: Alcides Escobar, Lorenzo Cain, Jake Odorizzi, and I'm going to forget my other man's name.
Was it Isan Diaz? I'm blanking. Was it? Man,
that would be another 7 years later when Christian Yelich was traded.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But at that time, you could very cleanly see the Packers would be competing for Super Bowls for the next decade or so.
That's how it felt, right?
The Brewers, 9 months later, would be playing for the right to go to the World Series. And instead, you sat there watching a 35-win Bucks team, fresh off of the first chance it looked like they were going to maybe win a playoff series for the first time in a decade.
Oh, man.
Thinking, out of the 1, 2, 3 pecking order, this Bucks title is probably the last that I'm going to see.
It just didn't look like it was going to be in the cards for a long, long time, if ever. Because we didn't know about the franchise at that point, too. You know what I mean?
You didn't know about the franchise. Think about where the NBA was at that point. You're coming right out of 2010, 2011. That's right in the decision time frame. Where, I mean, you're looking at Cleveland saying you have a guy that's from the city, went to the finals with you on his rookie contract, and he's leaving?
Yeah.
Wait, you can pay him more money and he's out? Well, damn. How on earth is anybody ever picking the 414 to be their long-standing home, to be able to not only just get home, but develop into the kind of player that gets you home? And then obviously a number of years later, 10 years later, 2021, July 20th, a 50 piece, not 49, not 51. 50.
Crazy.
Was put up by our Giannis Antetokounmpo. He goes 17 of 19 from the foul line in the game. Chris Middleton has a number of massive shots in the game. The Bucks trade back and forth, blow by blow. Frank Kaminsky seemingly, for a point in time,
that was some nightmare fuel for me.
Looked like he was going to break the hearts of Wisconsinites.
I said, it's really not going to be like this, is it? I mean, like, I couldn't believe that.
Would that have been the worst thing possible for Marquette fan Armen Sarian if Frank Kaminsky's, I don't know what, he maybe had 8 points in the game.
He had a run,
It felt like he had 18. If he would have been the difference in the game.
Yeah, it all came at once in that third. That would have been terrible. And the thing was, it would have been, the thing I was worried about the most walking into that game 6 was I felt like this was our one shot. Because I didn't feel like, I mean, that Bucks team was amazing. So I didn't want to count them out of anything. But after the way they had won game 4 and then won that crazy game 5 on the road. After they had won game 5, I said, this is our shot now at home. And it didn't feel like if we lost game 6 at home, we were going to go back to Phoenix and win game 7. Now they might have. They might have done it.
Oh, very much could have.
But it just didn't feel like that was likely, right? It felt like that game at home was our shot. And had the great start in the first quarter. Then the tides turned, and it was a close one through the third and through the fourth, right? But the Bucks then secured the lead. But I was, I couldn't believe it. It was not only Frank, it was Jay Crowder too. Jay had a big game. So I'm like, is this really going to happen? Like, are we really going to lose because of these guys? And I'm like, it's really going to be like this? Is this really like, and to all respect to Frank, and this doesn't sound respectful, he was not that important part of that team as Jay was at the time. So Jay getting a lot of run and scoring and whatever. You're like, okay, Jay Crowder, that's a big role player. I'm like, it felt like they pulled Frank Kaminsky from the deepest reaches of the bench to come out and all of a sudden become, I don't know, like Prime Shaq for like a 2-minute stretch.
Yeah, he quickly came down, scored like back-to-back buckets or back-to-back buckets for the Suns, and you're like, wait a second, what the hell is happening?
Started yelling at the Bucks. Started yelling at the bench, and the Bucks crowd. He started like screaming at the crowd. I remember for a couple of minutes. Oh, that was scary. But that was also, it turned out to be a night we'll never forget. And I just can't believe it's 5 years ago. So 5-year anniversary, Billy, of the Bucks winning that title. Crazy. And it'll be with us forever, though, no matter what's happened since.
1,000%. The 105-98 win in that Game 6. I assume you'll watch a ton of potential YouTube clips of that game today. They'll be flooded throughout social media 5 years ago. So half a decade ago, and a half a decade since, there was a team that won a title in the state. It has been, I don't know what, check notes, 9 months since somebody played for the right to go to the title. That was the Milwaukee Brewers, who yesterday, once again, stated a claim that they're going to be in the conversation once again to go right back for it. You get swept going into the All-Star break, grab those 3 right back yesterday with a sweep of the Fish. Now, it's the first time, according to sports bureaus, Armen, that the Brewers have swept the Miami Marlins since 2019. You see that logo in that team and you think, all right, well, that team's warm cheeks.
Sure. So you think we roll up wins, no big deal, right?
This iteration of the Miami Marlins, I think a little different. Now, the Marlins took a couple of bites out of the Brewers a year ago. If you remember correctly, they were the opponent when the Brewers had last year the super special alumni home run derby.
Mm-hmm.
They did... Yes. They were not. There was another big celebration the next day, maybe a big Saturday night giveaway.
It did feel like a ceremonious weekend.
It was a big ceremonious weekend.
It was like a coronation of what the past had been, and they let's pick the Marlins because first,
pick the Marlins. It'll be fine.
We're having a great summer. The Brewers are rolling, and the Brewers had won a bunch of series to that point, unless I'm remembering wrong. But it was like there was no thought that we were going to have a problem in that series, and then all of a sudden the Marlins rolled up.
It was what kind of ended, if I'm not mistaken, the 30-4 miracle ride that it felt like they had run on. Now, last year also Brandon Woodruff returns in Miami, so good vibes there. But it was out of the All-Star break a year ago. The Brewers had swept the LA Dodgers. That's right. To start the second half of the season. Then went and won 2 of 3, including a 10-2 beatdown of the Seattle Mariners, who, again, were threatening to win the American League a year ago. And then come home and get pounded 5-1 against the Fish, lose 7-4 in Game 2, and Jansen Junk, former Brewers starter,
the Junker ball,
potentially a former Brewers opening day starter.
No, did he really?
Home opener starter?
Maybe home opener. You
home opener.
Right. I'm gonna check that out.
Check that. Maybe a home opener. And the Brewers lose 2 of 3 to Miami, and you're like, well, come on, no, you got to be. If you're gonna be serious, you just won 6 games against LA. You can't be unserious against the Miami Marlins. You got to win games against teams that you're supposed to. Well, Miami is playing and contending in not only the National League this year, but they're in the conversation in that National League East. You caught them at a good time. They've now lost 6 straight because you handed them 3 L's this weekend. But to be able to bite back and grab all 3 that you dropped before the break, I know it doesn't necessarily work exactly that same way, Armen, but you can always clump games together however you end up whenever you end up pulling up to the schedule.
Sure.
Looking at the L10 and just grabbing them in chunks. Brewers went 4-4 in their 8 games in 7 days before the break. Looked like it was going to be a 60 win theoretical first half. And instead, the last and hardest thing to do was win game number 60 because you spit up 2 that you probably could have won, probably should have won against Pittsburgh, and instead ended up holding a bunch of L's there in PNC, grabbed them back this weekend, and now tonight, with a lot of good momentum, with Christian Yelich having just grabbed a 6-game hitting streak.
All of a sudden getting it going, maybe a little bit.
Had possibly 2 doubles this weekend.
Yeah, and it took some.
I know there were a couple of walks.
That's a big thing for him when he starts getting out of it, is he starts seeing the zone better, at least for me. That's what I always notice.
Now, I know there's a lot of people. I heard a lot of folks yesterday that were still coming out after winning 3 straight games and saying, dude, we got to get this guy out of the leadoff spot.
There were
gotta
some
move
out
him
there
around.
That why is he on this roster? Why is he on this team? Why is he at the 7th spot?
He's going to be in there.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Now,
come on.
I don't know. I will have to do some real investigative reporting and make sure that this number is factual. He can't be hitting much worse than Bryce Terang over the last 3 weeks.
Bryce has been struggling. Guys that go up and
I
down.
don't think I've heard much conversation about pulling Bryce Terang out of the 3-hole.
No, and Cooper's bat has been inconsistent, but he's just came up. Like, so there's gonna be, it's gonna be like that, as the kids say. Sometimes it really be like that, where guys will go up and down throughout a season, and you just hope that others pick each other up as you win and get through it all. And the Brewers have been doing that, but you're right about him. But let me tell you something, Billy. I know you were there Friday. Saturday night we were there.
Good energy in the crowd.
We were all behind him in the Coca-Cola family section.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Okay, come on now.
When he got that big double, when he got that walk in that rally starter in the 6th, I think he got that big double. We were all behind him in the Coca-Cola family. That's what these guys need. They don't need you to get them off the roster when they're struggling. They need you to support them. They need you to rally around them. Give them a little attaboy, let's go. We're all behind you. Let's get back on the horse.
Come on, 2-2s. All right, I like that. A little bit more hyping up of the boy instead of doubting and
I know it's hard because we want the best for our team. But to your point, Billy, it's easier to deal with these things when you're winning. And the Brewers have won through it. They've won through all those things. This weekend, 2 walk-off wins, to your point. And they've come out of the break doing well. You're just trying to stack wins. Important, too, because the Cubs are not letting up.
They're continuing to roll. They won 2 of 3 over the weekend.
2 of 3 against the Twins this weekend. They're going to be a thorn in your side now. That's what's great about getting a sweep. You pick up a game. That's how that's supposed to go. So you have to give the Brewers credit for coming out of the break strong, getting these 3 wins.
And the last thing I'm trying to do is make this a war between Christian Yelich and Bryce Terang and where everybody's rolling through here. I'm just saying,
we're all
I think there is
boat.
a run coming in Yelich, and I think he's getting closer to that moment than further away from it. Right? I think we're coming out of the Christian Yelich, hopefully offensive abyss. And I'm not going to say that he's going to roll hitting 320 for the next month and a half. But I think that there's going to be a long on-base streak coming for Yelich. It appears that he's seeing the ball a little bit better. Definitely not striking the ball the same way, right? I mean, like when there's a hanger yesterday and quickly it drops right into an average 4-3 ground out. We'll talk about it with Hunter. He's going to join us at 7:25. He saw all 3 games this weekend. You can tell when Yelich is rolling well. He's battling, but he's being able to, at least this week, get on base. At least continue to put some good at-bats. And basically ends up having the, call it de facto game-winning hit on Saturday night, because his 2-run double ends up being the difference in an 8-6 win when you get Yoho'd in the top of the 9th inning.
That's tough.
Now, Yoho didn't drink his Yoo-hoo before to give himself that extra special sauce.
No, he didn't.
We need to make sure that we're shaking up the nest quick for Craig Yoho before he walks in for that second inning.
But you're right.
8 pitches to get out of the 8th. Then rolls back out for the 9th. I liked Murph's logic. He said it after the game. He's like, well, if you don't have to pitch 2, why wouldn't you just pitch 1?
That is good, right?
He's like, he's not going to pitch tomorrow, so I might as well just have him pitch instead of have somebody else pitch too. Now, that helps when you don't hit a guy, give up a hit, and then a tater, and then sadly have to go to McGill. But it works out. It all plays out, and you end up getting 3 wins and good wins. I don't know that I'm going to go off the deep end and say that they're the biggest wins of the year, but I think they're huge. I think they're big wins in terms of being able to buy back the folks quickly after what happened into the All-Star break. Because when you got to sit on it, Armen, it's like losing a game in the NFL into your bye week.
Yeah, you don't like
that. Then
that.
You got to sit there and stew with it all week. You probably watch that team go out and donkey stomp the Minnesota Vikings. Or the Tennessee Titans end up on that team's list schedule the next week, and they go out, look great, and you sit back all ticked off. Man, how on earth are we doing this? How on earth are we getting swept by the Pirates? Well, look at the numbers. The Pirates have put up the most runs in the league this year. Wild to say that they've been one of the best offenses in baseball this year.
They have a lot to say.
So where they've been over the last 4 or 5 years, if not longer.
They have a lot to say about the wild card race coming up too.
But they're in the mix. They're not going anywhere, and the Brewers are clearly not going anywhere at the top of the division now. Or at the top of the National League, I should say, because that's. And I want to get this question answered by Brewers fans and Hunter at 7:25 and Armen Sarian as well. And you can join it at 877-794-1973. We're always streaming on YouTube. We have comments there already. Paul and Kenosha waking up with us. Vincent's right. He said it's really early. Generally, it's even earlier on Mondays. Right? Generally, it feels even earlier on Mondays. This one slaps you in the face a little bit different.
Because I'm like,
I do feel like Garfield every single time at this point.
Right, exactly. I'm like thinking, like, is he talking about the time of the day of the season? I'm like, it's not early, it's July. I'm like, oh, he's talking about early in the day. Like, yes, of course. It is.
Yeah, it is a GER Mondays for some today.
That's what it is.
I don't know. There's a lot of loving Mondays. I know I love hanging out and talking with Armen Sarian about this, but I also love when you can ask a question like this and potentially see you squirm on the other side of the glass here. Which race are you watching more closely? The Brewers to the Cubs or the Brewers to the Dodgers?
Great one.
The race for the NL Central that sits currently, the Brewers having a 6-game lead over the Chicago Cubs, 10+ games against everybody else. Or the Brewers against the LA Dodgers for the NL. Or maybe just the Brewers and the Braves for that super special bye, which you now have a 4.5-game lead. You're only a half game back of LA.
That bye is important.
Half game back of LA for the best record in baseball. Which race are you watching closer? Brewers and Cubs or Brewers and Dodgers? 877-794-1973. Armen will answer it on the other side of the break. You will as well at 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com talking text line open for you all day. Celebration and memories of the Bucks title 5 years ago today. More conversation about the Milwaukee Brewers, whatever you want to drop in there. Maybe a note, hopefully not about Armen's chili. Let's move on to his other side dish issues.
Dan in West Bend is the best, but you know, he has one joke and he sticks with it. He's a one-trick pony.
Now you're making burgers and steaks. I think we can find a couple more digs. Although I haven't eaten, get the pause button ready. I haven't had any of your meat.
Pause.
So I don't know I don't know what exactly you're cooking up there.
That's true. You brought ribs in, Billy. I haven't
potentially tasted the chili. It's quite remarkably average.
It's good. It's
I'm
edible.
excited to see what else.
It gets you through a February 19th.
You can throw in there. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I don't know if you're a little Doc Smokehouse and you're putting some South in someone's mouth. I don't know exactly what's rolling there. 877-794-1973. I know we're rolling talking Brewers, Bucks, some Packers conversations. We're a week and a half away from training camp opening up in Green Bay.
Drew, World Cup takes from you too, Billy, at some point today.
I got a couple of takes from the World Cup actually. I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh yeah.
Because I got them down here on the bottom of the list. Congratulations, Spain. Congratulations, Spain. Nice work, Yamal. Way to not show up, but still end up hoisting the trophy.
He knew his role in this one. The team was the star.
You got to love when the scrappy guy off the bench comes in for the game winner. We'll talk some World Cup as well. And my girl, Paige Beckers, went down last night. I was a little nervous about that because you already know that Dallas is my squad. Dallas is my squad in the W. And Paige Beckers might be winning the MVP if Asia Wilson can do a couple more My Wishes. Let her focus on the basketball side. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot of fun for you. And only 3 hours somehow, less than that now, to be able to enjoy all of it. We got a full week with you. Drew Olson off this week, getting ready for football season, resting, getting rejuvenated for the run and the stretch run for your Milwaukee Brewers. We're talking about it with you. He's Armen. I'm Billy. It's The Huddle. It's Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. This club goes up every single day at 5 a.m. and it is the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 1070 a.m. Madison, 920 a.m. in Milwaukee. That's Armen Sorry, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It is always free on the iHeartRadio app as well, streaming live on YouTube, X, Facebook, as well as potentially Instagram. You can find us on Instagram.
Let's go.
We potentially going to be adding Instagram Live to our repertoire, which is FSRWI920. Apparently, Instagram is where a lot of the kids are hanging out on their live videos. I thought that was always just for weird NBA live streams when you're in the back of someone's car on IG Live. I didn't realize people were producing content on IG Live, but apparently that's a thing.
You know what? It's just amazing these days on what platforms the content will be on, and you got to stay ahead of the posse, and like you got to follow the kids wherever they're going. Because it's like, is it TikTok? Is it Instagram Live? Are we back on Facebook Live sometimes? No, but I mean,
was not fully clear that TikTok Live was a thing. Now, apparently it's kind of intermittent. Because, there's always some stuff going on with TikTok. There's always some political stuff going on with TikTok. Control and who wants to be on TikTok.
Sure. I know, yeah. And it's funny because everybody wants to be live still everywhere. It's like, where's your stream? It's an Instagram. It's a Twitch stream. I mean, what about Twitch? I mean, that's another one. Everyone's on a Twitch stream these days, so you never know.
Well, and Twitch was hot for a while. Now, more Discord.
Discord is another one. Isn't that where Jaylen Brown's on Twitch, though, right?
Jaylen Brown's on Twitch. Jaylen Brown's on Twitch.
A lot of people are on Discord.
A lot of gaming going on Twitch. A lot of gaming going on Discord.
Yeah.
It's a thing nowadays. But wherever you are, we will be bringing you this little ditty, this radio program called The Huddle, when we get to talk about Wisconsin sports and all of the sports going on across the state of Wisconsin and the world, like the World Cup yesterday, where Mbappe locked up the golden boot after a wild scoring affair in the third place showdown match that happened on Saturday. I didn't know you could score 10 goals in a soccer match.
Wow, that was wild. Yeah, that was something.
I thought that was reserved, Armen, for like second grade Parkview parochial rules where everybody gets to play goalie.
I know. I thought that was like in the big green. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't realize that was going to happen potentially on Saturday, but here I am for it.
If you like scoring, that was your chance. There was a little bit of all-star game feel to it, although I don't think that was the intention, but it just was a wide open match. It was crazy because England goes up 4-0, and then all of a sudden France starts coming back, and you're like, wow, this is like a this is straight out of a movie or something like that, or like this is straight out of Kicking and Screaming, where all of a sudden there's a bunch of goals.
That was wild.
You just don't see it that much, and that was kind of cool to see. And Golden Boot is for the player that scores the most goals, so that's Mbappe got that basically because of that game.
So it's not technically best player.
No, that's the Golden Ball, which went to one of the Spain players.
Now I thought the Golden Ball was just the trophy you got for winning it.
That's
because this is local bias.
Sure.
When you talk in the high school ranks, winning a gold ball is winning a state title.
That is, yep.
Right. So like I immediately thought golden ball, boom, that. Now what they just call it top goalkeeper, correct? It's not golden mitts.
No, I think
golden gloves.
I think it's called Golden Glove. Actually, that you
Good.
Say that.
I like that a lot better. I just want to make sure that they're keeping with the tradition.
Yeah, golden.
I'm a fan of the World Cup.
A lot of gold.
Definite fan. I will be excited for it in 4 years. I will have to be reminded about how much I enjoyed watching it this 4 years. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, I think
the hockey tournament. It's like the hockey at the Olympics, don't you
think?
think?
It's a good time. Like, don't get me wrong. That was an entertaining 4 weeks of sport and competition. And most importantly, people watching. I enjoyed the people watching maybe more than anything. And their little halftime show they did yesterday, impressive stuff. Your girl Madonna, a part of it. Justin Bieber,
crazy. Just
Jason Sudeikis walking out as Ted Lasso. I'm going to be there for that. So
all kinds of celebrities.
I was a fan of the World Cup final yesterday. Could not have been a better game. There are some folks, the real hardcore soccer heads I read last night, very happy it ended in extra time.
Well, these guys that did the wrap up on Fox, it was just like 10 minutes of eviscerating Argentina. I don't know if you, I'll send it to you, but
I'm pretty convinced Alexi Lawless has never been happy about anything.
Oh my goodness. And then there was another panel that was not the main panel, the main Fox panel.
Sure, the Rebecca Lowe and everybody with
Thierry.
them. Yeah.
And that's the guy that's got the real, I should know these guys, but I don't. I'm not going to lie. It's the guy with the real thick Irish accent.
Sure. Okay. I like that.
I mean, I guess, and I don't know enough about hand raising there. I try to follow, but we don't know enough about the DNA maybe of how the sport works and the rivalries and how people see these international sides. Apparently, Argentina is a big time villain, which, we like to have a villain.
Mm-hmm.
These people, classless, a disgrace, basically calling Argentina a disgrace.
Oh, yeah.
For like 10 minutes. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh,
but I'd never heard of a team get ripped and of culture and a country as much as these cats were ripping Argentina.
And
Just
dang, I
so
thought it was
mad.
going to be more celebratory because I watched them bravely crossing the highway out of New Jersey to try to get to the game.
How about that? They were making fun of that too. New York, New Jersey, New York, New Jersey, where we are, New Jersey. I mean, absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
It says it on the name of the stadium.
So funny.
NYNJ. Now,
there's just so many funny things about this whole, and I love it.
It turned into a massive culture war. It was impressive. I have one of my best friends is a massive soccer guy.
I love that. You got to have a guy like that.
Ridiculous Arsenal fan, like sings all the song, whatever it is. Posts about him all the time. Tried to get me to follow it. I can't watch it.
Like he grew up there. I know. I always make that joke. Like I didn't grow up in Liverpool.
He had said yesterday, he's like, I'm not even watching the final. Like what? Wait, what?
Because he was so disgusted or something.
What? Because the FIFA president is so in bed with Argentina. This is a disgusting.
That's what they were all saying. They're all saying. I didn't know.
I didn't realize it was the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That was apparently it. Apparently, everybody thought that the refs were going to be on the side of Argentina. Maybe not. When all of a sudden they get their number 24, the kid that got the dude that got the game winner in the last game. That they sent off because of the double yellow, apparently not in the pocket of Argentina.
So they got those calls. Yeah, I mean, double yellow. They were down a man. It didn't feel like. I guess what it is, Billy, is people thought that FIFA was trying to get Messi as back-to-back for the story, and that they've been basically getting all the calls all tournament.
Gift wrapped through. Yes,
and their style. The community seems to have a real problem with the style of play of what Argentina did, that it wasn't true beautiful football. Like it wasn't true soccer. Like they were trying to pull and scrap and kick and do all kinds of naughty things basically to get to even the score and get wins and not play the right way. Like yesterday, they didn't have a shot on goal for the first 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're like, how can you try and win this way? How can you try to well, sometimes you're just not as good.
Sometimes it's just a slanted field.
It was just, basically they thought FIFA was in the pocket, that all the calls were going. It was.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of sports conspiracy, and there were a lot of them for the World Cup.
And all those Chiefs storylines, you had all that going on. So this is exactly what it was. I mean, that's a great comparison.
It would have only would have been better if Messi would have had like a Pat Mahomes moment where all of a sudden they would have had him mic'd up. I'm here. I'm here.
And it looked like, I know, right? And
he had that little meme from last week. That one will play.
Sure.
I don't know that will be right up there with the Michael Jordan, and I took that personally.
Yeah, that might not be.
It's a pretty good meme, though. One of Messi in the semifinal, pretty dang good. Pretty good as well. The Brewers winning 3 straight against the Miami Marlins. They'll send Jacob Mizorowski to the bump tonight against former opening day starter and former Milwaukee Brewer, Freddie Peralta unless he's traded.
And I saw some direct ads like Miz versus Peralta. Freddie.
Big time.
So
Big time.
They're trying to market that. Yeah, unless he's traded, right? Or maybe this is Fred's last appearance until he's here. So that would be pretty interesting. I saw that one get popped
there you
up.
go.
Why not, right? I saw that one get fired up again over the weekend. So
now, if you did make the move for Freddie Peralta in the next couple of days, he could start for you next weekend at home.
He could. He's right there.
If you did want to grab somebody. Now, I do think we're going to be this is going to be not what people want to hear. Because we do want, once we get into deadline season, we want trades every day. I don't think we're probably 10 days away from a first trade, right? Like the Brewers get the Lance McCullers deal done over the just before the weekend. I know you guys talked about that, and now we'll see him sometime in relief as a first member of the Milwaukee Brewers, former Game 7 starter of a World Series for the Astros, World Series champion. Those small moves where it's a salary dump in preparation for the deadline for Houston, those deals might matriculate out. Mm-hmm. But right now, with an August 3rd trade deadline, we're at least a week away from any notable deal going down.
Probably.
And this is going to be, again, time where you start watching teams go from buyers to sellers. Miami's probably a really good example of it in the middle. They end up now, after a 6-game skid, mean, they're 11 back in the wild card and 6 games out of the division 6 games out in the NL East. And they're going to be chasing Atlanta and Philadelphia, who will both bye. That's a tough decision for Miami to look at and say, well, maybe our team's telling us we're a year away. Maybe this isn't when we go out and grab Reed Detmers, who's got, multiple years of control that we can put into the rotation. I don't think that they're trading a bunch of guys. I don't think they're trading Alcantara, who you saw start on Friday night. But these are the conversations that'll start being had when teams go one of two directions. And this weekend was a great one where the Brewers went in the positive direction, now a half game back of the LA Dodgers for control of the National League and best record in all of baseball. 877-794-1973. 715 hit us up this morning. This series against the Mets is huge. Miz versus Freddie. They still have a huge marquee and salary players like Francisco Lindor, who's playing much better right now.
Yeah.
Juan Soto, Bo Bichette, who has not been playing very well. I mean, Bo Bichette, they would probably love to trade at the deadline. I don't believe any team is going to trade him because the threat that he might opt into his contract. The threat that he would opt in and you'd have to pay him $80 million, that might be the only reason. But point still stands. Though not the same roster, this team is still ripped out our heart in 2024. Need to continue to exercise that demon and not be the little brother in the media. Can you imagine Freddie and Stern come in here, sweep or win the series? How pissed off we'd be? I think there'd be a lot of people that would be ticked. I don't know that it would be the end of the world because of what you just did this weekend. But these are, again, you just got to keep winning as many series as possible.
That's all that matters. All the rest of that, I don't think. And I don't think people be ticked whoever we lost to.
Yeah, I think the most important thing you're seeing out of the series, absolutely, you want to get wins. Miz tonight, Spro tomorrow. Kyle Harrison said this weekend, I should say, to the media that all's good. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be back whenever I can. Whenever this 15 days is free and clear, I will be back in the rotation. I believe that would be sometime on the West Coast trip, potentially. Maybe before that, maybe against Colorado this weekend. But the health of your rotation, most important. How Miz throws the ball after his little extended break.
That's the thing.
Even more important to me than the result tonight. But let's go beat 5 and dive Freddie Peralta.
Yeah. I mean, we always want to win against them. We always want to win games. But, I mean, I think you're right, Billy. I think seeing what Miz can do and how he's doing, how he's feeling, that's a bit bigger indication. I don't think anyone's on that team is still thinking about 2024. I mean, I know we do every now and then.
I was going to say, do you? Will you always look at the Mets logo and think of that game, or will it just be
when it comes up,
one of those things that's happened?
When it comes up, I might, but I don't think that's going to stick with me in that sense when I see the Mets logo. Like, I don't think it'll haunt me. I'm not really sure that we should be looking at that team that way. That's a team that's been struggling all year. Yes, they have good players. That's something to be concerned of, but I don't think there's any demons to exercise in a late July series 2 years later when one team is one of the best in baseball and one is an absolute train wreck of a disappointment. I just don't see it being that. I'm not looking to, like, maybe last year there was some of that, right? Because that was the year after.
It was fresh, yeah.
I'm not really feeling that this year at all, but how pissed off. Yeah, we'd be mad. We're going to be mad if any team beats us in a series and sweeps us. So I don't think we want it to happen for that reason, but I don't know if I see it that way. I don't see it as being huge for that reason. It's huge because they're all big, but you're right. Boy, if they had some guys struggling. I mean, Bo Bichette's another good one.
Oh, it's
just
tough,
just
dude.
Remind you that performance is not linear. I mean, if it wasn't for Cal Raleigh, we'd be talking about him being one of the bigger disappointments. But Cal's been Cal, obviously.
He's been one of the biggest surprises, shockers in all of sport.
Yeah, no doubt.
That sharp descent from one of the best players in baseball, potentially MVP of the American League. Chuck E. in MKE said Brewers and Cubs is the series you're watching. That's the race I'm watching. But JT in Sussex said, hey, fellas, come on, guys. Let's not be SAWFT soft today. It's not early. Us 5 o'clock clubbers got this, especially with a Brewers sweep and Miz taking the bump today. Miz with the rock. Miz Day has equaled Win Day, mostly at American Family Field. We'll talk about it with Hunter B when he joins us in a little less than 2 hours from now. More 5 o'clock club responses. Our friend Janie and Appleton sitting here on the text line. Get to those as well as you at 877-794-1973. Our friend Ryan in Muskego has a request. Armen, gotta give me the Levering, new voice of the Milwaukee Brewers.
We'll get that.
Call of Wild Bill's walk-off home run. I think you got that coming up. We got game balls and kicks to the balls about 15 minutes away. It's the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Fly ball left center. It is back. It is gone. Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
William Contreras says good night yesterday to the Miami Marlins with a walk-off winner for the Crew. The Brewers don't scratch anything across until the bottom of the 9th inning, and it was all they needed. A 3-run shot by William Contreras travels 411 feet, banks off of the backing just in front of the batter's eye in center field, and William Contreras throws the bat higher than I have ever seen any human being toss a baseball bat.
Yeah, he did. That was the bat flip became sort of the story a little bit for some people.
Jose Bautista. Yeah. Very proud of William Contreras yesterday.
I want to say this, though, about Williams' bat flip. He kind of lightly lofted it in the air. He didn't fling it with power and force that could have, really.
What are you?
He I thought it was not lightly, but it was kind of like a big.
Gently tossed it 50 feet in the air.
Unless, I don't know. Did you not feel that? Is that?
Well, I mean, I think he exercised some. He got something out on that one. That one felt good for William Contreras.
Let's put it this way. Maybe this is topical. It felt like a controlled burn, not a wildfire. Okay. It felt like a controlled toss straight up in the air, right? It felt like it was a nice high toss.
Felt like the smoke wasn't bellowing out for
he was playing
a week.
I thought he was playing axe throwing or something.
Sure.
It wasn't the Bautista one was just absolutely.
He uncorked that bad boy. Yes.
Right. He I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it straight up in the air, make sure everyone knows where it is.
Well, and you can also tell, I think Contreras surprised himself potentially a little bit with the bat flip because he does have that moment of pause
what did I do?
This thing's going to come down. That thing's going to come down with some force.
Everybody clear.
I better make sure I'm out of the way here
this
thing comes down.
It's very dangerous. I talked about the Bautista bat flip like that years and years ago, and I remember getting roundly criticized.
Oh, you had to have been.
I was like, how are you putting this many people in danger? Someone could literally, and then people were like,
why don't you have some fun, guy?
It was a lot of that. A lot of, so whatever.
Yeah, I just watched it. I mean, he winds that son of a gun up.
He does.
He gets a full wind toss up into the air. Does have the moment of trepidation of saying, oh, wow, I better make sure my head's out of the way.
Just make sure it's straight up in the air. I think he did a good job of that. It was all right, we'll put out fireworks, but we're going to do it safely. A flare.
I'm not positive. Anybody have more fun rounding the bases than William Contreras?
No, I mean, probably Joe Carter in the 93.
Yes, 100%. Very good one. Yes.
He had a great time.
Kirby Puckett had a very, very fun time running around the bases when he hit that homer for the Twins.
If you stop and you're looking at yourself on the video board and
the big axe hit over to the bullpen,
doing that. Well, that was, but it's nice. You can watch yourself do it.
The full crown come down. I mean, my man has some fun rounding the bases.
Why not?
Armen,
why not?
I've said this a couple of times about touchdowns in the NFL. I don't care if you score a touchdown, you jump into the stands and go chug a Coca-Cola. You have as much fun as possible because it's too damn hard. I have now come around to the thought that hitting a home run might be the hardest thing in the world. I'd like to
get right.
And the exaltation of excitement, is that the right way of saying it? Is that a proper use of the word?
That's a good example.
I'm trying to Sarrian,
especially
this side of the glass.
When your team needs it that bad. That's the thing. It's not like you're hitting off a batting machine cage.
No, and you're not hitting a homer off a position player,
right?
Or a homer off Bryce Wilson, and it's an 8-4 game. Sorry for the straight of Bryce Wilson.
Wow. I mean, really?
That was kind of rude. I apologize. But I think Sal Frelick would be a good person to ask. He scored a touchdown. He scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably never dunked a basketball. Hit a home run.
When was that?
Which one feels better?
Oh, yeah, it's a good
right. You've gotten to do all of them. What one feels cooler?
Right.
The trot around the bases, you just won it in front of 30-some thousand folks on a Sunday matinee, and you sweep the Miami Marlins. That's got to feel pretty damn good.
Pretty awesome. And I'll tell you, I mean, William hits a lot of them, but if it was someone that doesn't hit a lot of them, you're absolutely right. I'm taking 45 minutes to get around the base.
Caleb Durbin hit a walk-off homer last year. Yeah. He flew around the bases.
Which I wish he wouldn't.
I would caution you to that should be the slowest run you ever have.
Yeah.
Enjoy every moment of it.
Right. And talk about enjoying every moment that we did with that segment. So, Hunter, my apologies. We're going to get Hunter's report.
My fault.
No, it's actually mine. I wouldn't stop talking. So we'll get to Hunter's report first segment here in the 6. How about that?
We'll
Billy?
do that before we unleash game balls and kicks to the balls. You want to know what else feels good? Kicking someone squarely right in between the legs. I cannot wait to deliver the first one because I cannot wait to see the smile that comes to Armen Sarian's face when I unleash this. That happens in hour number 2. Great work, 5 o'clock clubbers. Hold on, because the party really starts in the 6 a.m. hour. It's the Huddle with Billy and Armen on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. In a season of highlights, this is one that has to rank near the top of the list.
Fly ball left center. It is back. It is gone. Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
Jeff Levering on Brewers TV with the call. The second Milwaukee walk-off win of the weekend over Miami. Final score 3-1. The Brewers defeat the Marlins at American Family Field. Coming up tonight, it's homecoming night for Freddie Peralta as he returns to pitch for the Mets. He'll be opposed by Jacob Mizorowski. New York in for a 3-game series against the Crew. Moving on to soccer, a thriller at the World Cup. Spain defeats Argentina 1-0. This is the Spaniards' second World Cup championship. Their other one came in 2010. And a golf at the year's final major, the Open Championship just north of Liverpool. Ryan Fox wins at -10, 1 shot better than Cameron Young, 2 shots better than Sam Burns. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Hour 2 of the Huddle as we are with you on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 1070 a.m. Madison, 920 a.m. Milwaukee. Good morning to you. It's 6:02 across the state of Wisconsin in the good land. A great day to be waking up on a game balls and kicks to the balls Monday. I'm Billy Schmid. That is Armen Sarian.
That's right, Billy. We always have the same problem when we're about to, get on the air. We're already engaged in a conversation. We should just turn the mics on and just so we don't have to stop the convo and restart it. But we were talking a little bit about being at the Brewers game. So a lot of good stuff here coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. But you know what I'm saying, Billy? We should just start the convo on the air.
I like that. If we just ripped midstream and see how people would be able to respond. That is one of the things that these new content creators are doing. A lot of these new shows, they have a radio audience and a television audience. So sometimes you join the conversation in midstream and then you have to reset it through. Maybe we just do that. Maybe we just talk about super personal stuff right into one of the segments and then we just let everybody know, hey, it's Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. That's Armen. I'm Billy.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Why not? Now, I do like the 5 o'clock being kind of that full disclosure hour because, it's a little inside nerd radio, but it's safe harbor. So I don't think we're going to get in trouble, although we obviously could.
Very much could.
But you know what? That's okay. If the 5 o'clock club leads into the 6, because we're already doing that with Hunter's Report here, which we're going to get to. That's, you know what? None of us are worse for the wear. In fact, we're all better for it. I think that's even better. And a lot of stuff we want to make sure we don't forget to get in because it's a little bit like Drew's on vacation, so there's a little bit of aspect of like our counselor's gone, a little bit the camp counselor. So we get real excited to do this,
Dad's out of town. We're here having fun. We're not going full Rager Project X party.
No, it's like
we're having some friends over and we're having some Red's Apple Ales.
And Billy, Red's, yes.
Come on now.
Wow, are they still making that? Are they still making Red's Apple Ale?
That's a good question.
Wow, when's the last time you had a Red's Apple Ale? Let's go.
Probably in high school when I'm talking I'm talking about. Yeah, 100%.
There were like tall boys of those. I'm like, really? A tall boy Red's Apple Ale?
They started making
man, let's go.
I'm still at Total Wine.
I mean, I hope they're on the discount.
$16 for a 12-pack in cans.
That's cheaper than water. And soda.
It kind of might be.
It's almost cheaper than soda. That's another rant. I don't want to get to.
Busch Light made a nice apple, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good
little
one.
lighter version.
Well, I remember drinking Leinenkugel's
Not
apple
as syrupy,
spice.
yeah.
You know, that was another one. No, I mean, not that we haven't done this before, but it's sort of like you live alone when you're in college, then you're back home for the summer. So you're still not living alone, but you have done it. And that's what it feels like when Drew's on vacation a bit. But we have a lot to get to. Obviously, you talked about game balls and kicks to the balls. We're going to do that. We're going to do Hunter's report here, Billy, but
let's do Hunter's report first, because I have holstered up now 2 kicks to the balls, but one that I cannot wait to unleash.
Oh, they're good.
However,
they're good. They're good.
We have to wait a tick. We got to wait a little while because Hunter Baumgardt watched a Brewers win on Friday night, watched a Brewers 8-6 win on Saturday night, watched a 3-1 walk-off win Sunday afternoon.
That's 3 wins.
Then grabbed a beautiful recording device, probably an iPhone, because he's a blue text guy. Strapped up,
not like me,
a very, very special content creating microphone. Pinned that bad boy up on the lapel and delivered you a recap of what you may have missed in the Brewers' thrilling sweep at American Family Field of the Miami Marlins.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a walk-off victory over the Miami Marlins to complete their first sweep of the Marlins since 2019. William Contreras, the hero, the 3-run home run. They could not muster much against Uri Perez throughout most of the game and the Marlins bullpen, but in the 9th, they had their 2-3-4 hitters due up and down just 1-0. Churio gets on base, Terang gets on base, and then Contreras is the hero with the 2-strike home run. Brewers manager Pat Murphy put William Contreras in the game in the 7th inning with a pinch hit opportunity, and then he caught the rest of the game. Murph described the decision to go with Contreras in that 7th inning.
No, he assumes that Gary's going to catch all 9, but he knows that we could use him as a pinch hit, usually not to go in and catch unless we're going to pinch run for Gary. Gary's, going to get pinch run for at the end of the game if we're losing. So he knows he might have to go in and catch. He has. It's not that fun because you're kind of like gone. That was some of the thinking of putting him in the 7th, was that to hit, was thinking that he's going to get 2 at-bats, not just 1. He swung at ball 4 the first time up to lead off that inning, and he's tough on himself.
Now, of course, the most epic part of that home run was the bat flip by Contreras. He talked about it through translator Daniel DeMondesert after the game.
It's the only thing that passed through my mind at the moment. I'm just enjoying the game out there. The adrenaline of the game, the adrenaline of the moment. It's very exciting there, so it's getting my mind and happy.
So an awesome weekend at the ballpark. 2 walk-off wins, a sweep of the Marlins. So after getting swept into the All-Star break, the Brewers are able to sweep Miami out of the All-Star break and make up for it. Milwaukee hosts the Mets the next 3 days. Jacob Mizorowski on the mound tonight for the Crew against former Brewer Freddie Peralta. 6:40 first pitch. I'll have you for the baseball pregame show at 5:30 this evening on Fox Sports 920 and our social channels. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. Talk to you guys at 7:25. More about the Crew. Back to you guys.
Great work, Hunter. Phenomenal video there and report of the Brewers sweep and great audio collected. Yeah, Murph, you're right. Gary's got to get pitch run for if we're down in the 9th inning.
I understand that. You don't have to laugh about it, though, Murph. That's a little disrespectful. The little chuckle he added in there.
Yeah.
We're not letting we're pinch running for Gary, obviously. Yeah.
He knows that. Everybody knows. Although Gary Sanchez yesterday did not look very enthused when he had to walk off first base.
No, he looked like Dorn at Major League too. And I'm not coming off. Looked like old boy, was it Devers that didn't want to come out?
Yeah, I think Sanchez, though, like deep down in his heart, doesn't want to run around the bases. Right? Like I think in his heart of hearts doesn't want to run around the bases.
But he doesn't want to be thought of as a guy that can't or shouldn't do it. He doesn't want to do it, but he wants everyone to think, we need you in there. But he didn't need to give a little chortle. All right, the little chuckle there.
If like the coach pitch rule where you'd have like the the special runner,
sure,
where all of a sudden Big Al, who only hits dingers, comes up there, hits the ball, and Armen runs for him.
I get it.
If Gary Sanchez could get into that spot, I think he'd sign up for it.
Yeah, I understand.
I think he would be okay if all of a sudden they said, you're just going to hit it, and we're going to have somebody run right out of the batter's box for you.
Right. Yeah. Like it's like you
I might like that rule better than the golden batter.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that probably would be better. just to have a guy like that.
Players union might like it. Extra position spot.
Hey, come on, you need to negotiate.
Just
right
thinking
now.
of different ways.
We need to negotiate.
Trying to make sure that we stay out of a work stoppage. Add more jobs. That might be the easiest way to do it.
Like we get the role. You don't have to make it a big deal and laugh about it though.
He's slow. Okay.
Like we get it, Armen.
Trust me, he's not gonna be running at all.
We get it, Armen. You're the manager. All right. It's not because we ran out of uniforms. We didn't have an extra pair of shorts for you. You don't have to say that. Okay. You don't have to be like, yeah, you didn't make the team because there's not number 54 uniform left.
Nothing better than the Scott Carter, rest in peace. My one of our high school teachers, one of my favorite teachers of all time.
Scott Carter.
And
his name.
He was also our golf coach.
Oh, nice.
And I tried out for the golf team my junior year. I was on the JV team my sophomore year. I was the last member of the team. And
but you made it to JV, so you're thinking varsity.
I'm thinking varsity, try out. And
what did he say to you?
Mr. Carter has the conversation with me. Billy, he had this really cool delivery, right? And he'd always talk with his hand. He'd like, Billy, come over here real quick. I got to be honest with you. I don't see it. I don't see on a competition that brings in 6 members. I don't see necessarily you competing in many matches. However, we had 7 guys try out for an 8-man team.
Oh, okay. I like that. So you're on the team.
So you'll be on the team.
But you're just not going to play.
And I promise, come out here every single day. Work hard. Think about it. Practice as hard as you possibly can. I'll have you shooting 55 on 9 holes.
I love that.
It's like, Coach, I appreciate it. I don't think that's going to be for me.
Yeah, but you know what?
That was the rest of my golf career.
You know what, though? I love that his thing was like, we might not get you to play, but we're going to get you better if you want.
You're going to get better.
Game.
Yeah, you're going to get better as long as there's a lot of hard work and dedication on your side.
I'll teach you this game if you put the time in.
Yeah.
That's really nice of him to do that.
And I decided to not put the time in. I probably should have. And it would have paid off a lot better at this point in life. Instead, the first game ball goes to my former history teacher, Mr. Carter.
All right, let's do game balls
now,
and kicks to the balls.
We hand out game balls as well as deliver kicks to the balls. But first, audio rendition wise, you're standing, as our friend Drew likes to say, in a locker room of half-dressed men who are celebrating. Very excited, or women. Very excited after a dominating performance. You are bestowing a celebratory game ball to somebody, and it sounds like this.
Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
Was there any question?
It had to be. I'm so glad we were on the same wave.
There's no question. I couldn't do anything else, obviously. So
I don't know if people genuinely know. We've never heard the sound effects before you fire them out on the show.
No, this is what we do. I mean, you guys don't hear it. You don't hear the selection. I don't even tell you what I'm
And if you would have picked anything else, I would have had to deliver the first kick to the balls to Armen Sarian.
Yeah, you would have lit me up.
But that one does sound like this.
Yes, kick to the balls. Here we go. Sorry.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, my word.
All right.
My word.
That was more about the soundbite. That was from the England-France third place match. Sorry to old boy, whoever the broadcaster was. I forgot your name. I tried to look it up,
word.
But I just thought it was a great. It was during one of the
10 goal celebrations or what?
It was actually, you could argue it was a game ball because it was to describe a pretty nifty move, but the soundbite.
Now,
oh my word.
Oh my word. Now, England was up 4-0.
Yes.
And ended up winning 6-4, correct?
Yeah, it was cut to 4-3. Mbappe had a couple.
Close.
And they got that thing close. Then it was like 5-4. Then it was 5-6. It was just a crazy, crazy game.
Let me deliver the first game ball of the day to Robert Gasser.
Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
Now, out of the young starting pitchers for the Brewers, who they've counted upon a ton during this portion of the season, I think Gasser is probably not the most forgotten about because he's continued to pitch, right? Like, he's been called up and down. I think this is his 4th time on the big league club on an up and down elevation. Now, he has gotten brought back early because of an injury where I don't believe it counts as one of your options up and down, but neither here nor there. Gasser, at one particular point, was thought to be the 1 or 2 pitching prospect in the organization. Mm-hmm. You acquire him in a trade for Josh Hader in the 2022 trade deadline season. Maybe the most questionable trade deadline that we've seen in the last decade and a half.
Definitely controversial. Yes. Questionable.
Since they traded maybe Nelson Cruz, like we got to have a good, fun conversation about last week.
At the time, though, that was about Carlos Lee.
That was about Carlos Lee. That was about El Caballo.
Nobody really knew about Nelson Cruz's potential at that point.
Hader was a 3-time reliever of the year, was one of the heartbeats of your team, and had a year and a half of control left, and they traded him for a package that included a Lamet character who they DFA'd the next day. Taylor Rogers, right? I believe Taylor. Might have been Tyler. I think it was Taylor. He ended up being one of the worst relievers in baseball when he came over to the Brewers, was the second best closer in all of baseball when acquired. And a couple of minor leaguers, one named Asturi Ruiz.
Yes.
Who ends up going yard yesterday.
We saw him this weekend.
Off Robert Gasser.
How about that? How about that?
The man that wins the game is acquired by the Brewers for Asturi Ruiz.
Crazy.
In the next offseason, that being William Contreras. Gasser, though, I think has been kind of forgotten about after the UCL injury. Maybe it took him a tick longer to come back, like almost a year and a half on the rehab for Gasser. But if you remember, he had a dynamite first start. I want to say he struck out 9 in his debut in the middle of May. It was a good initial debut for somebody that you had waited for, then gets hurt. And you have Mizorowski flare up and be the coolest sensation in all of baseball. Whoa, it's this Kyle Harrison fella. It's pretty sweet.
Not only that,
24 years old, former top prospect. Now he's a big left-hander that we have. We completely forget about the other left-hander, Quinn Priester, a year ago.
It was Quinn last year. That's what I was going to say.
And you're stacking it up like, Armen, I don't know where this guy's going to fit in.
Right.
I don't know where, because I'm watching Logan Henderson and I want to make sure he has the ball every 5th day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Coleman Crow sounds like a country singer, but he's pretty good. And
the Sprout Goat.
The Sprout comes in and instantly is anointed. He is going to be a starting pitcher for you every 5th day.
And he's gotten better, so we've been excited about that.
Maybe the best one that they acquired over the offseason has been Shane Drowan.
Shane Drowan is the other one, obviously.
And Gasser has continued to stick with it, continued to take his lumps like he did in Pittsburgh, where he clearly was not sharp. But that was off of a very good performance where he goes 7 2/3 against the Cardinals, a playoff team right now, in a spot where you desperately needed him back half of the doubleheader and you needed to eat innings.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he has one of the better performances. Every other time out, you can't have a good one and then have a stinker in between. But this is the development of a young guy who has less than a full year, I would believe, of major league service time. You almost forget about it when the guy makes 15 starts for you, that he still hasn't put together 30 big league starts, right? You're still not really even a full year in. Gasser had the belief by a lot in baseball, not just, I think, the Brewers, that he was going to be one of those guys. And I don't know that he has entrenched himself as that. I think it's far from painted himself in glory, like you're feeling good about him going and starting game 3 or 4 of a playoff series.
But he's giving himself a chance.
Given himself a chance in 27, 28, and 29 Brewers starting rotation. And frankly, Armen, I think he's each time out putting more and more respect on the name of, you can start thinking about me for the next 3 to 4 years as one of the guys that's going to be one of the 5 in this rotation.
Yeah, at the very least, announcing his presence, saying, look, I'm still here. I still exist. I still plan on trying to be part of this future, no matter what other great pitchers, young pitchers are involved here. And there have been a lot of them, which is a good thing. Good thing for him, good thing for the team, good thing for the organization, obviously. But depth is important, and he's still a guy that whatever you thought I could be or counted on me to be, hey, everybody, I'm still here, and I can still be that guy. And he came up with that. You're right. And he's got to find the consistency, obviously. That's the next thing. One on, one off, those type of things. Those things happen, but he's announced himself again as a guy to say, hey, I'm still around here. I'm still a guy that you can think about when you think about a rotation, whether it be because of depth, because of necessity, whatever it is. I'm going to still show you what I can be. And it's been so many of these young guys, so many young pitchers acquired one way or another that have come through this organization and done well. That's easy to get lost in the shuffle, like you mentioned, Billy. But here he is, Robert Gasser, just showing you what he can do.
I'm
more consistent.
The start I was thinking about for one Robert Gasser was in 2024. It was not 10, it was 7, but it was his 3rd start, I believe, and it was a 6-inning shutout with 7 Ks, 3 hits, no walks against the Cubs. You're like, okay, all right, this could play. And then obviously misses a large portion of the year, has another good start against the White Sox before he has to get shut down with the injury. And then you see him late last year. He goes into the relief role, doesn't pitch awful, but doesn't pitch great necessarily. And now you can pick it up for Gasser. I'm excited to see what he can do. Also a game ball too, Grant Anderson, because they're not winning a whole lot of these games without Grant Anderson and the way he has pitched. He has the massive game in Arizona before the All-Star break. Was that the first game of the 3-game set against Arizona?
I'm trying to remember.
He comes in and pitches 2 innings, including stranding all runners, getting 3 outs, facing 2 hitters against the Diamondbacks in the 10th inning, and allows them to come back and win that game in the 11th. So Anderson's been a phenomenal fireman, and they've been able to save a lot of games and stay in a lot of games because of Grant Anderson.
Yeah, that's a good one, Billy. He's been huge. Another piece of this puzzle that's fit in nicely and been there when you need him. It feels like he's not been perfect like nobody is, but he's had some nice outings.
Now, before we get to Scott Dolphin coming up in a few minutes here, from FM 106.1.
What are you gonna do here?
I got a kick to the balls.
Let's go.
That I've been waiting
Oh my word. Naughty. Oh my word.
Sorry, I want to give you a clean one there.
Oh my word.
Yeah. All right, kick to the balls. You've been waiting for one.
I've been waiting for this one, and the kick to the balls goes to the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Okay. Let's go.
Now,
now we're talking. Let's eat some of this meal.
He had if you missed the video over the weekend,
what's going on? What's going on with
this? It was Fanatics Fest.
You got it.
Now, I know that's your favorite event, Fanatics Fest.
Oh, sure. It's the one where LeBron talked to Tyrese.
LeBron said to trust the process 15 times.
How did this
it's
become
in
the biggest
NYC.
thing, by the way?
That's Michael Rubin.
Is that what it is? Is that the only reason he just pays him to come, or what is the deal? I don't know. Is he paying him or what?
The way I would think it is like Brewers on Deck meets Super Bowl Fan Fest, meets the NCAA Fan Fest, meets
the Northwestern,
whatever they call it here,
meeting.
And just a big conglomerate of love of all sports.
And they're all there.
And WWE World from WrestleMania is that like it is. They have every sport, every entertainment entity. Livy Dunn's shooting hockey pucks. Like, I don't know. It's everybody that he has put a Fanatics logo on over the last 5 years.
Like, are they obligated to go? How do they get everyone to go is my question.
I think they pay him.
They pay him.
Okay. I think they pay him probably a decent amount of money.
So, a Fanatics Fest, Michael
big
Rubin.
Experiences and live podcasts and basically look how cool I am because I get everybody to show up to my white party and then to Fanatics Fest in New York City. And apparently to just make an ass of yourself.
That's what it is.
Now, I have long defended, and I will continue. I think Brady has gotten really good at broadcasting. I enjoy listening to him on the call. I really enjoy Tom outside of football now. Like he was on the Kelsey Brothers podcast. He's extremely relatable.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of his perspectives.
Okay.
But this little beef that he's trying to have with Logan Paul, and like he slapped him in the face in front of Karl Anthony Towns at Fanatics Fest.
I was like, what about watching?
There's this video of them at the World Cup final and like his kid sitting there with a sweet Spain jersey on. And Brady's just like laughing, giving the bird to Logan Paul in another booth. Like as a wrestling fan, you can see a good work and you can see when this is just a weird thing.
It's a work though, right? It's the whole thing's a shoot, like the whole thing's like.
But like, I don't get what the payoff could be.
Are they going to promote?
Is the payoff that Tom Brady is going to show up in WWE?
There's something with
like
this,
again
so
as a fan of that entertainment product. I don't really need to see Tom Brady.
I don't need to see this. Why are you debasing yourself to do this, Tom? That's what I keep saying.
And the part of it, Armen, where I defended Tom was he's sitting there with his kid. Who's probably the coolest guy that Tom Brady talks to in the eyes of his 15-year-old son? Probably Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, I guess.
Right, like Logan Paul might be the coolest guy that he talks to amongst his friends. I'm like, maybe he's just trying to be cool with the Utes. Maybe he's trying to show off to his kids like, hey, I interact with these guys.
It strikes me as that, and I think it's a little silly, but that's what it strikes me as.
If he was going to show up and he's going to show up at WrestleMania, then cool. That probably should have been when he was in Las Vegas. I don't get it. And Tom, I understand wanting to show off and be cool in front of your kids. Everybody wants to. Nobody wants to be the dorky dad. But it comes off as dorky dad when you're trying to do a hardo slap where you awkwardly pull your hand out of your pocket and let it sit there and then deliver one of the strangest looking palm hits of all time.
And I'm sorry, it's so beneath him. Like you already cool to your kid. You're Tom Brady and you're their dad.
Is he going through like a midlife crisis?
I think he's been doing that, Billy. I think he's been doing that. I think it's obvious, but I can't say anything about Tom Brady without the rings crowd coming at me and smacking me around with it. Like smacking me with his rings. I'm like, I get it. He won a bunch of rings. It doesn't mean this man doesn't have other things going on that could be wrong. Okay, whatever.
It's just a weird look.
It's very weird.
It's a weird thing.
But he's done a lot of weird things and people ignore it. Okay, I'm just gonna say,
selling clothes to me isn't weird.
No,
right? Like having a fashion
level.
line isn't weird.
No, not on this level. I'm
trying to pick a fight with Logan Paul, a Vine guy, like that to me is strange. 877-794-1973.
We got Dolph next.
Dolph is next. I apologize. I knew that one was gonna fire it up. Okay. I knew that one would fire up Armen. I want to get Dolph's perspective on it as well. He's in the pop culture world over there on FM 106.1, and he'll be in with us coming up on Fox Sports Radio's Huddle with Armen and Billy next. Huddle up. It's Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Billy Schmidt, Armen Sarian right there. And now walking into the studio, let's be honest, dominating any studio that he walks into in a microphone is our friend Scott Dolphin, FM 106.1, and the award-winning Scott and Shannon Morning Show, and our halftime correspondent here on the Huddle. Good morning, Dolph.
Billy, that's why there'll be a small gift inside your Christmas stocking here at iHeart Milwaukee.
We got stockings.
Come the holidays.
Listen, yeah, I think we're gonna have stockings this year, Armin. It's gonna be a Merry Christmas in there. They were decorating for Christmas a week ago.
I know, because you had to move the tree. I'm gonna say you, because I didn't really help much.
Oh, you moved the tree back to the sales area? That was you?
The big guy ends up just carrying it. Like, it was, why don't we pull it here and we can push it this way and that way? I'm like, I will just pick it up and walk it. It'll be okay.
It's like with your mom, you get home for Christmas and your mom wants you to start moving stuff. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you're here. Can you move this thing that I had here?
I got to be honest with you. Now I have to turn it on because I do my laps and I'm looking at my phone and I'll crash right into that thing.
Oh, that's a good call. Yes.
I turn it on and it's got several different settings. It's one of the LED trees, where the lights are built in. So you just, click it on and it's goes.
That's quite a dad move.
It was that fancy. That's what I'm talking about.
What a dad move by Dolph here, right, Billy? He's already started to work the lights on the light.
That is true. Yes. To make sure everybody knows how to use them.
I love that.
That was one of my best friends in college. His dad was full 100% Italian, and he would let you know exactly what was happening. Gianni had a problem closing the doorknob, and one of his best stories was when he come over. Come over here. Let me see. This is how you do it. You lift and push. Push. See this right here? It's not even closed. It's not even closed. What do you do? You lift and push. And that to me feels like Dolph walking around letting everybody know how you actually turn the lights on.
Yeah, that is great. I love that. I love that.
I'm a big fan of the push the button with your shoe.
That's a beautiful invention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
foot
we
don't want to do too much work. We just put it right there.
We went to that, Dolph, as the way the light over the kitchen table gets turned on. I mean, like I enjoyed that mechanism so much that I was like, that's not leaving with the Christmas tree, right? We're finding a way to use this every single day. Sadly, the 1-year-old uses it more than anybody else because he's the coolest thing possible. The light switch is right down here. I don't even have to get help for it.
Discovering the switch. Yeah.
That works out. That works out well. Big weekend for the crew, Dolph. I know you were at the game on Friday. I was as well. That place was a sauna on Friday night, and not because the Brewers offense was delivering a lot of heat.
Suffocatingly hot to the point where we just barely started going in and decided not to because the dude came out and said, do not go in there. It is a sauna. It's a sweat bath. And so, we opted to kind of wash through the glass for an inning, and then we bolted. We went to a bar, which was air conditioning for cheaper beer.
Of course.
The good call. That was a good call.
That's
a game ball to Scott Dolphin in the
tailgating wasn't terrible. Once the breeze came up, tailgating was okay. Closer to game time.
Yeah, because we Friday was one of the Brewers do a great job with their kids club, and you get a couple of games. You get to go in and do They have an early admit for batting practice. Walking around the stadium, it was very nice. Once you walked into the stadium, holy cow.
Yeah,
it got hot once you got in there.
It was a weird weather weekend because obviously the smoke was a big storyline last week. The smoke was a thing going into the weekend. Now it got a little better as the weekend went on. But when it got better, it got hotter, and it's got like all these different things were going on because of the heat and the smoke and all these things.
Especially Friday. The smoke kind of cleared by Friday night for tailgating. Saturday was awesome. The humidity was down. We were outside at a party, and
great day.
It wasn't bad at all. And then yesterday the smoke came back. So you kind of had a little bit of everything.
It was interesting because Saturday I was like, wow, there's no smoke today. We got to take advantage of this. Like it's almost like no rain. But
did you go and fire some up?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I didn't smoke them. If you got them, light it up.
Yeah.
What kind of pause? What kind? Didn't get the grill going either. Sunday did. But the thing is, we went to the zoo in the morning, Saturday, Brewers at night. You had to pack everything in. Then you're right, because it was actually a nice day, but it was so hot on Friday. Yeah,
it was. And Sunday, I knew I wasn't going to leave the house. I went and got some groceries Sunday morning.
I love that.
And I knew, I love the Sunday of the British Open. Because I could, I'll set my DVR for whatever it is, 4 or 5 o'clock when it starts. And then I get, my first cup of coffee. I'm on the couch and I'm watching the best golfers in the world struggle. And this is almost every year with those golf courses over there, because let's face it, man, they're not used to those posh, lush fairways and greens that we have here. Royal Birkdale was a beast. especially yesterday afternoon when the winds picked up and they were as high as 20 miles an hour.
And I saw Bryson getting mad about it, and he had some controversy.
Well,
right?
and that was on
that happened
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Friday or Saturday? Friday it was. Yes, because he said I wasn't going to play on Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't watch. Yeah.
And he did play.
Yeah,
he did play. Shockingly so, he decided that he was going to play and make all the money. Dolph, the crazy thing was, I mean, Cam Young's performance yesterday was impressive to say the least. The guys that I frankly had never really heard of from Liv, the Herbert guy that shot the 8 under the 62 earlier in the week. There was like 1 to 2 low rounds all week, and then everybody else would be middling. Man, Scotty Scheffler is a wonderful case study of you can be the best player. Nobody's going to argue that one. But my man, at certain points on that putting green, he looks like you and I, because he was
brutal.
He was struggling on that putting green.
He was lost yesterday. He caught fire early, and then you're thinking Scotty's going to win the whole damn thing. And then he couldn't make a 5 to 8 footer. And then, of course, 17 and 18, he had to go for it. And then that ended up ending his dream. But Cam Young, had the benefit of playing in the morning, which helped a lot before the wind came up. But he was just so on fire. And then, of course, 18 comes around, toughest finishing hole, maybe in golf, and he tries to get out of it looked like me in the bunker. You try to get out, it hits the wall, it goes backwards.
But then to almost save it and cup it, it was just insane. It was a wild hole to watch.
Is that the appeal of this tournament, that a lot of golfers like seeing other great golfers become mere mortals just like them?
I think more so hackers like to see those guys struggle a little bit.
Hackers,
everybody was struggling yesterday. Every putt was short. Some of those greens, some of those flags were impossible to get close to. And it was just, I mean, although it wasn't great golf, you saw the best golfers in the world do the best they can. And at that course, my God, that's why I love those British courses.
Yeah.
They're centuries old. Those bunkers are, like I said Friday, you can find my skeleton
the coolest
in there.
part. The walls are by far the coolest part. When my man is standing outside of the bunker because he actually can't get his footing in there and then banking it off of the front, that is one of the cooler ones. I also like the British Open because I think it's got a combination of the two, right? U.S. Open, I think they intentionally overgrow stuff where it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Come on, let's play some actual golf.
Different organization than the PGA.
Totally different one. And this one you can struggle, but you're still seeing some birdies. And I mean, Ryan Fox, his birdie on 18 to win it was phenomenal.
There was only 3 birdies all day on that hole.
That's incredible. Clutch.
And this is a guy that committed to, he's from New Zealand, that's about as far away from here as you can get. He commits to move his family to Florida to give it a go. He said, I got to try the PGA Tour to see how I'm doing. He wins a couple times last year and thinking, okay, I can compete with the best guys in the world. And he showed that yesterday winning a major.
And a lot of guys moving to Florida these days,
Well, it's the place to go. I mean, if you're going to be golfing, it's the place to be playing. There's too many good courses.
Yeah.
I don't know that Giannis is going to pick up golf.
I don't think he is. But you never know. He's doing everything else.
He's got enough money. He's got to find a way to spend it.
Hanging out with Show Speed and stuff. So
he was hanging out at the World Cup.
I just don't. I mean, and listen, I like the way you painted the picture about the Open. So that was good because you did a better job convincing me, Dolph, than last week when I was getting ripped by Drew and all the listeners for saying it's nothing but trees and grass and water. What's the big deal?
There's no trees, though, in England.
Yeah, no trees and very little water.
Right.
That's what I love about these golf courses. I look forward to this, because I get up early. I can watch, golf at
that's the number
6 o'clock in the morning.
There's something on,
But the fact that these guys go over there and it is going to be a challenge. You're not going to see 24 under par for the tournament when they play the British Open. It just doesn't. And they had good weather for the most part all week.
Yeah, and the weather part of it or the timing of it is my favorite part because I like when the players of consequence are playing before the baseball games start during the day.
Yes.
Right, because you want somebody that you actually recognize playing at 9 a.m., not guy that's scraping at the bottom of the barrel.
And you had a handful of them. Rory was one that was 2 under par, and you saw him playing early yesterday morning.
I thought it was a really, really good event yesterday. And Ryan Fox, congratulations. That video of him, I don't know if he had just signed the scorecard or was waiting to sign the scorecard and then FaceTiming the family.
Yeah, that was sweet, man.
That's about as good as it gets to say daddy's bringing home a trophy. And then he's like, all right. I'll call you guys in a little bit. I got to go. I got to go and get the trophy.
I don't know how he made that putt. He said his hands were all over the place. He was so nervous because the pressure really hits a player. I'm sure it hits all of them, including Scheffler and Rory.
I can only imagine.
But when you're that guy on 18,
You have to be so precise, and how do you keep your body, like your heart rate down and stuff? Yeah.
Essentially, 3.2 to 1.8, a $1.4 million putt.
God, that's incredible.
That's where somebody just needs
Especially when the money's changing your life like that. There's a lot of golfers that are super, successful.
Well, and frankly, I mean, you win a major, you are now a made man.
That's the thing,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people will wait for you to win a second, but now you'll be in every conversation as somebody that can actually do it.
Without a doubt. And he's only the third player from his home country to ever win the Open Championship.
Dolph on the way out, World Cup, Olympic hockey. I mean, the two both captivated the nation with excitement. Now the USA winning in men's hockey will put a different level, I think, locally. But how did you think the response to the World Cup was? How much of it did you end up partaking in watching once the U.S. got bounced out in that round of 16?
More than I thought I would be watching. And yesterday was really cool. Now, I was watching the end of the Brewers game, so I hit record for soccer, but I got around to it, and that was what a way to finish. I didn't know. This is how much of a novice I am when it comes to soccer. I didn't know if you got a red card, you had to play a man down for the rest of the freaking game, or two yellows in this case.
Yeah,
I thought it was more like hockey. There was a a
penalty box.
No, the whole game.
Yeah. So I mean, right there. I mean, Argentina was pretty much screwed. They were fighting for their lives just to get the kicks at the end. It didn't happen.
Literally fighting for their life.
Yeah, they had what? They were just getting peppered. That goalie.
He had 9 or 10 saves.
Yeah, which is crazy.
They really should have lost by
the shots were like 20-0 at one point.
They should have lost by a lot of people, the community, the viewers, commentators were worried that Argentina would find a way to win again when they felt like they didn't deserve it. Like they felt like Spain was the better team all match, but you had to put them in the goal. And it was sort of like, all right, Spain finally got their goal and they won the match because I think everyone agreed that they were the better team yesterday. Obviously.
Sure, absolutely. Night and day better, but
No
boy,
question.
when Messi got the ball a couple times late in extra time,
you
thought he was going to find a way to find somebody open or get it done himself.
A couple of those crosses, they had some great looks.
They could have. They really probably should have. My brother-in-law's like, it's over. I'm like, how can you say it's over after how Argentina keeps coming back in this tournament? They have Messi. I'm like, it might not happen, but you can't say it's over. I mean, they definitely gave themselves a shot at the end. They didn't have their first shot on goal, Argentina, until plus 90 plus or whatever it was.
If you could guarantee me every soccer match was that exciting at 1-0, I think I could watch a little more. I just don't know that I can believe Brentford and Wolverhampton is that exciting.
You know, the problem is you don't care. We don't care enough about
Is that
Brentford.
fair? Like, I don't know that I can possibly think it's that exciting.
That's a little unfair towards Wolverhampton.
I mean, England,
That's
France,
true. Wolves are a good.
England, France had 10 goals. I mean, there was a lot of great goals scored in this tournament. It's funny who you ask because some people are like, that was the most boring game ever because it's 1-0, no one scored. I'm like, I don't think it was boring. It's for the World Championship. But everyone has their own opinion on style and what's good and what isn't, and it depends how much you
Game
watch
7,
it.
Celtics Lakers back in 2008. That was not a beautiful rendition of basketball,
Well,
but it was Game 7 in the finals. So
Even
it was good.
Warriors Cavs when LeBron finally beat them, that was only an 80-70 game. I mean, that's the way things happen in Game 7s. It grinds out.
Yeah.
So, or championship games.
Teams are tight.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of anti-Argentina energy, though.
I like that.
We found a lot of excitement yesterday at the Brewers game when they were down 1-0.
That was awesome, too.
In the bottom.
Man, they just, no matter
Amen.
what, the Brewers have built a thing where you expect them to come back and win
I
no
know.
matter what. It's so impressive
And
what they've done.
And if you're the Marlins, that's 3 times this weekend that you've got they came from behind to beat
There's
you.
just so much trauma built up for Brewers fans in the 90s that you will never win enough to even go 500. That it will never happen.
Right.
That now it just feels like they just won't stop winning. It's great.
Like you said, there's too much winning. Not too much winning.
Awesome.
Never too much winning, especially more winning that we would like to have coming up in October. Most importantly.
Well, that's what everyone says now because they get too used to winning the regular season.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking the question. What race are you watching tighter?
Yeah.
The Brewers and Dodgers or Brewers and Cubs? Because I've already moved on.
I'm not counting the Cubs out yet, but the problem with the Dodgers is if it was like football and you had to play them once, I could see it happening.
Be a lot
how
different.
Do you beat that damn team 4 out of 7 times?
Well, we need to figure out what this Ohtani injury is. And
that's a good point.
Maybe that continues the nag. that might help. ESPYs,
right.
He had 3 homers and 10 strikeouts, sadly, against the Brewers. That was in 1 game. That's ridiculous. Dolph, you are ridiculous. You're way too kind with your time. We always keep you way too long. Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, boys.
That's Scott Dolphin, FM 106.1. He'll be back with us tomorrow for more halftime interaction. And we interact with you on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line 877-794-1973. Game balls and kicks to the balls next. Huddle up. Who's hot, who's not? Right here on the Huddle. That's Armen Sarian. I'm Billy Schmidt. Who's hot, who's not? Brought to you by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, the largest employee-owned heating and cooling company in the state of Wisconsin, serving our community for over 40 years. DonovanJorgensen.com if you want all of their information. Want somebody to fix or replace your furnace or air conditioner? Do you want the owner of the company or some guy that claims that he's a plumber? You'd like the owner of the company, and that's what Donovan Jorgensen, employee-owned for over 40 years, does for you. You can also ask them about their 60-month 0% interest deal going on select systems right now. DonovanJorgensen.com for more information and to schedule a appointment and a look. Who's hot, who's not? Now, the Brewers win 3 games. Hot. Offense, not hot.
No, not really.
Like I think that's rather safe to say when you win a game 2-1 and 3-1, walk off twice. Garrett Mitchell was hot until he wasn't. 0 for 3 yesterday. However, 2 big games in the first part of the series where he started out 5 for 9, including a double in game 2 in the 8-6 victory. But he had 2 hits, including the game winner on Friday night. Garrett's going to find himself in the hot category. Not hot, Bryce Terang as of late. Now, I did put up, Bryce Terang and Christian Yelich's numbers next to each other. Now, the average would look a little closer for the last 15 days. Yelich, I think, at 200. Bryce Terang at like 215. Bryce does have a couple of doubles and a couple of homers in there that you'd like to see from Yelich. Yelich has been in the not category for a while. I do think we are starting to get out of the not category for Yelich, though. Hopefully, I don't even need him to get hot, Armen. We need him to be lukewarm.
Yeah, just a little bit warmer. It's like
6-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He did have 2 doubles in the series.
He did have a couple. That's nice to see the extra base hit, but
because you haven't seen any power out of Yelich as of late,
especially homers.
Any extra base hits works. Going to need more steals, more ability to run the bases because him on the base paths is an issue for other teams.
But hopefully the process is starting now for Yelich.
Not hot, Bryson DeChambeau. Oof. All the conversation around Bryson DeChambeau, very hot. We'll get into a little bit of it on the other side. One guy made himself a fan. I'm now a fan of one of the most famous golfers in the world, and also a fan of interacting with you on the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line 877-794-1973. Hour 3 is next.
I'm Doug Russell. Sometimes you're just a team of destiny.
Fly ball left center. It is back. It is gone. Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
Jeff Levering on Brewers TV. Down by one with 2 on in the ninth. William Contreras blasts one over the left center field wall. The Brewers defeat the Marlins 3-1. For Contreras, not bad work on your alleged day off.
To come in the game late, which he's a guy that catches every day. So when he gets those off days, he savors them. But I just felt like coming off the All-Star break, even though he had the rigmarole of going to the All-Star week, I knew his legs were good and could put him in for 2 at-bats.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. His team now hosts the Mets for 3 starting tonight. Jacob Mizorowski will pitch against former Brewers ace Freddie Peralta. Tonight's game 1 gets underway at 6:40. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get out now, Jeffrey, and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
On the air for hour 3, it is the Huddle. That's Armen Sarian. I'm Billy Schmid. Drew Olson off this week as we get ready to bring you unparalleled coverage of your Green Bay Packers in the 2026, dare I say, championship season of the Green Bay Packers as it kicks off in training camp one week from Wednesday.
Let's hope so. I feel like this is a pivotal year for some people to not lose faith in Jordan Love, although I'm not. But I feel like, and maybe that's because we're developing this July sort of conversation on a lot of the networks, Billy, and a lot of these airwaves that are, different receptacles of talk.
I like that.
That feel like it's
Love
okay.
that
Jordan
phrasing.
Love's got to take the next step now. Jordan Love has to prove himself again. And the whole top 10 when he wasn't in it. In my opinion, Jordan Love's been getting better every year. Maybe it's not flashy, maybe it's not, but he's been a consistent performer. We haven't had the playoff run that we wanted yet, which is a lot on the quarterback's legacy. We know that, but I don't know about you, Billy, and we get a lot of it week to week from Orlovsky, who likes what Jordan Love's doing. I don't feel like Jordan Love's been any sort of like disappointing or anything, but it does feel like for some people it's, okay, is this the year he takes the next step? Is this year this team becomes great? He finally, knocks on the MVP door, has a deep playoff run. And of course, you're judged around these parts on your playoff success and Super Bowl championships.
Yeah, and the tough thing, as I'm glad you started it here as we fire up hour number 3. We'll talk to Hunter Baumgardt coming up in 20 minutes. No, because this was, and Jordan was the guy that, as Aaron Nagler and I taped our latest episode, I should say, of the Carry the G Radio, the podcast.
Big difference, last and latest.
Yeah, definitely not last, definitely latest.
Yeah.
Was who do the Green Bay Packers need more from in 2026?
Good one.
Rather open-ended, gives you an opportunity to take it whatever way you feel, right? Like X factors were what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I think the biggest X factor is what happens in the running back room and whatever happens with Josh Jacobs on and off of the football field. Because what they're going to count upon on their offense is getting something out of a run game last year that didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Where this offense is built upon pretty much anybody being able to run the football and have some kind of success, some modicum of success. You've watched in San Francisco, they've thrown any Elijah Mitchell back there, and all of a sudden fantasy football owners are salivating saying this guy's going to be a 1,000-yard back.
Sure.
I mean, we had Peyton Hillis get mentioned here. Now, that's early versions of this offense with Kyle Shanahan in Cleveland. But Peyton Hillis ended up on the damn Madden cover.
He did. And it feels
running
like
in the early versions of this offense. So like this is something that has been around for a while, and you not being able to run the ball was a massive issue, not only on Josh Jacobs, largely on the offensive line that was underperforming in front. But I say that to say this, when you talk about the player they need the most out of, I know it raised the eyebrow of Aaron Nagler when I said the first guy was Jordan Love. Not that Jordan Love has been bad. Not that Jordan Love is below average.
Right.
I think Jordan Love is above average. But to be a Super Bowl caliber team and a Super Bowl winning team, you need that player at that given point to play above really good.
That's it right there.
And did Sam Darnold play great in the Super Bowl? No. Did he play exceptionally well in the final 7 weeks of the year? 100%. I mean, like you look at those matchups going back and forth after he throws 3 or 4 picks against LA in Los Angeles. He turned the ball over like 4 times for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And went out and out-dueled the MVP. Got a favorable call on a weird 2-point conversion that helped him out. Then went and did it again in the NFC title game. Like, you got to double that kind of stuff up. And not that Jordan's performances, Armen, are, like I said, below average. But if you're going to take the next steps, we're coming off of a year where the MVP of the league had his worst game of his career in the biggest game.
It's a great point.
What's the number one thing the Buffalo Bills need? Josh Allen not turn the ball over.
To be great all the time.
To be great all of the time.
And not turn it all over.
I don't know that the Packers are built off Jordan Love being great all the time. Really good all the time and great at times. I do believe they are. And I think he's been really good. He was really good in the playoff game. Was he great? No, the third quarter happened. Right? 2 intentional groundings when I think he had 3 all year. So that part of being able to be your best when your best is required, Jordan has shown at times. For the Packers to be the best version of themselves, you got to be your best 90% of the time when it's required. And that is for all quarterbacks across the league. This sport is so driven off that position that if they're going to be the team they want to be, and that we all are hoping they are, I think he needs to take another step in being one of the better quarterbacks in the position in all of football.
You know what? It sounds like a cop-out, but it's true in this game. You have to be really good, and you have to have really good play out of that position, the most important position. And a lot of times, Billy, it can be enough to win. Teams have made good playoff runs, even Super Bowls, without great quarterback play, but it really helps to have that. Unless you have like an entire roster full of behemoths.
The only teams, though, that have done it in the last 3 decades. What?
It's pretty rare. I mean,
Tampa with Brad Johnson.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about fantastic quarterback play. Like, so
15 with the Broncos.
Did the Eagles have it with Jalen? I'm not sure. You can argue that maybe.
You go back and look at his numbers in that run.
He had good numbers.
And I think it's pretty clean. He's the best player in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They lose one against Kansas City because Mahomes outduels them with one leg, but he was the best player in 2 Super Bowls.
I just feel like sometimes around these parts, because we've had Aaron so long, we feel like you just need your quarterback to be superhuman to have a chance. And that's not always been the case everywhere, but it definitely helps. And you need your guy at that position to take extra leaps when your team needs it. Like Jordan Love's had good playoff games. We know about Dallas, but even the ones they've lost, I don't think he's had terrible games. I don't think the Bears game was by any stretch a bad game.
No, the Bears game was a very good game.
But it just could have been greater to help them win.
Yeah.
Like if you just and that's kind of what
is completion percentage everything? No,
but
is 52% enough to win a playoff game? Probably not.
He had a good fourth quarter.
Even if you throw for 4 tugs,
right,
and over 300 yards, you have that many incompletions and that many punts in the second half, it's just not going to be enough.
And that's why I'm saying it's tough, because the threshold can be very tough at that position for this team to say, we got a lot of it on Packers OT that night. Like, he had great numbers. It wasn't his fault, but like you could have done more. You could have scored every possession. Like, and sometimes that's his standard that people are holding him to. I mean, overall, his numbers have been very good coming in, but for some reason, people still hold back on giving him that kind of credit or that kind of thing, because it's like, we're putting everything on you in these parts in Green Bay and in that position to be winning or losing, when like he could have got help around him. Like you talked about the running game, Billy, it was so inconsistent last year. And whether or not that's a Josh Jacobs thing or an offensive line thing, you could argue that all day. I mean, we know
portion of both. Yeah,
I think good portion of both. I mean, we talked about the contact Josh Jacobs had to deal with, and how healthy was he? But we saw a guy like Emmanuel Wilson have good games when Josh wasn't. I mean, there were times when it's like, okay, what's going on in this roster? We don't know the situation with him right now. We surely could use him. We pretty much need him. I mean, right now,
desperately need him.
What you have behind him,
you desperately need him. Yeah.
Now, will he bounce back? A lot of times, we know about the inconsistency of running backs in this league. It can be kind of gap years every other year.
Every other year is kind of the recipe.
So that can be it sometimes. Hopefully, that's what it is. But That's why I think it's interesting that you talk about who we need more from. It's always going to start and end with the quarterback. Now, the reality is you could go anywhere in this roster and say that. Who do you need more
for
from?
sure?
And this is a cop-out answer. We need more. If we're going to reach the goal that we want to reach, the Super Bowl, World Championship, you need more from everybody. Lucas Van Ness, the whole offensive
and even
line.
some of the players that you're most confident in, and the guys that are going to be, that you believe are going to be big factors. Edgerrin Cooper, you need more out of.
Yes.
Wayne and I talked about it every single day at training camp. It felt like every segment.
Who can be great in this?
Who can be great? Yeah. Who can be, as we would say, blue chip? And Edgerrin Cooper's name was one or two out of the mouth every time. And I think he stopped somewhere at being a really good player. Not all pro.
Not a problem.
Crazy deal when you're a second-year player.
Yeah.
But for them to get all the way home and for their defense with Gannon to be somewhat reminiscent of the Philadelphia defense that he coordinated, you need somebody in the middle to be a massive playmaker.
Yeah, and you look at the same thing on the offensive side. Like, there's a lot of players in the skill positions that we like, that are playing really good ball, that are helping this team win, that have produced a lot. But again, if you're talking about the goals you want to reach, Tucker Kraft had an amazing year last year before he was hurt. Great. Was he top 3 at the position? Maybe. I don't know if everyone would say that, but was he the best at the position? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, even Tucker Kraft, you were really good last year. You were awesome. We could still use more from you. We could, if you can be the best at your position in the world, that'd be nice. Jaden Reed is going to be healthy again, right? I mean, Christian Watson, the receiving core, Matthew Golden, all these were all talented pieces that produce well, that we like, but it would help if one of you was top 10 at the position.
Yeah.
Like, you still, just because those are the better players in the roster doesn't mean you still don't need more from them. So it's a cop-out answer, but it's the reality of, like, anyone that can lift this boat up, even if you've been the main lifter, Micah Parsons, if you could be the defensive player of the year, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Like,
if you, again, out of your control, if you don't miss 4 games.
Right.
Right.
Health
like
is a big one.
It's a huge part
It's
of
the
it.
biggest one, probably. Health is the big. I mean, Tucker Kraft, if he was healthy last year, who knows what he could have done with the rest of his season. You know, he was on his way to having a great one. Already did for what he did.
Well, same with Christian Watson, but I think one of the more interesting ones is the guy that you put into that combination of Jaden Reed, who gets signed this year to a rather modest deal. Like, if you look at it on the base of it, 3 years, $60 million. Sure. Holy cow. Okay. Well, 20 of it guaranteed. Right. So
it's a nice chunk of change.
It's a nice chunk of change for everybody that's working, listening to us from the 5 o'clock club and going to work now.
And it's a good
at
going
7:13 in the morning on a Monday.
It's a good going rate for
it's a really good going rate for a middle of the road number 2 wide receiver.
Yes.
Like, I mean, and he's probably paid more like a number 3 receiver if indeed you get the performance that you hope you get out of Matthew Golden on a rookie contract. Like, they're all symbiotic. They all play together. But Reed, to me, somebody that you basically got nothing out of last year because of multiple injuries.
Again, injury. Yeah, no fault. I mean,
he was maybe your best offensive player in the first game in a quarter that he played in. The touchdown catch that gets called back off the holding that he ends up breaking the collarbone on is a sick play. But then, you know, it's a what have you done for me lately league.
And
I think the last play that a lot of people think of with Jaden Reed this year, which is tough because I thought he was good in the playoff game, was the drop on the final drive.
Sure.
Where you hold on to that rock, you're within 15 yards at worst.
Game changes, yeah.
With 30 seconds to go and legit shots to the end zone. So again, we don't have to go back and do a full post-game show on it. But if he catches that ball, what a different look for even Jordan Love money on the table, right? Like, you need more out of the easiest one, a guy that's not here, the kicking position.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
And you got a decent performance throughout the year from McManus when you look at the numbers in totality.
Until it mattered the most, right?
But when money was on the table, it was maybe the toughest part. So it's a fascinating build up to the season where was everything negative for the 2025 Packers? Far, far, far from it. But some really negative tastes in your mouth when you end the season on a 5-game losing skid.
Yeah.
And you hope, again, it can sound very, very cliche. You hope that that's a hell of a motivating factor and something that sticks with, because you can't manufacture ending the season on a 5-game losing streak, right? Just like you can't manufacture the desperation a team is playing with when it's a legit win or go home game. You can't manufacture that kind of pressure of realizing we had a lead, a 2-score lead over a team that hosted a championship game.
Oh, yeah, that's what hurts.
And full control of controlling your own destiny, that playoff games are being played at Lambeau Field. It's one that sticks in the craw, and hopefully you're able to utilize it well. I think they do. And again, I think Jordan has another good year. Did he have a MVP year a year ago? No. He had 4 games in which he had a total of 2 touchdown passes. Right in the meat of the season. Was it all his fault? No. However, that's usually not an excuse or an explanation for a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Pat Mahomes. And if you're going to be trying to thrust yourself into that conversation, then you got to judge on that kind of rubric. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if you're going to be judged with those players or be MVP of the league, you have to be consistent all the time. Now those are going to always be moments, but are you the answer? The funny thing about it is I don't think that the moniker that's been pushed upon him, the whole "can you trust Jordan Love" thing, has been really the issue. I don't think that's totally fair. Like, I don't think bad turnovers has really been a consistent thing as much as people like to play that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's more to what you said. We need you to be consistent all the time and not have these lulls where the offense lulls down.
Because the
offense
that
starts up front, obviously.
Yeah,
there's a lot of factors.
I mean, they were. I think the Carolina game is the one where it will get forgotten about how much they were pushed back.
That's the memory.
Derek Brown had a phenomenal game that day.
I think
him and Ashawn Robinson controlled both A gaps, and that's a tough way to do. That's a tough way to make a living offensively when you don't control the middle of the line.
Yeah, that and the Cleveland game are the two that I remember the most on that one. And that's just what it is. And that's what pops up.
What do you think New York Giants fans will remember about this year?
Cam Scannable being healthy after trying backflips.
Dude, what was that yesterday or this weekend?
Is that what we're
So
going
that was
here?
at Fanatics Fest.
He's fine, by the way.
How about a kick to the balls to Cam Scannable?
Yeah, let's get one. Let me fire this thing up here for you. But what is going on?
My man misses.
Oh, my word.
Oh, my word. Misses 9 games last year with a tibia fracture, a right ankle dislocation. And then at Super Special Fanatics Fest this weekend, decided to do an impromptu backflip, which he almost does a full spread eagle split. Looks to hardcore botch said backflip. Will they remember the backflips, or will they remember Brian Daboll trying to run into the medical tent and rip out Jackson Dart?
Yeah, and you don't need to do this stuff. You're going to get your check from Michael Rubin no matter what.
You're also in New York and you're the running back of the Giants. People are going to give you a pop.
And they like
That's
you
the
too.
one where you probably don't need to manufacture a pop.
Yeah, great point. He's a guy that Giants fans like. Let's be honest.
Aaron Judge doesn't have to walk in there and say, I'm buying drinks to get a celebration.
What is it about these guys that people now feel the need to do a backflip all the time? They have to show you they can do a backflip. My man at the ESPYs did one the Savannah. You don't have to try this, guys.
See, I would push back on that with a couple of things.
Go ahead.
If I was able to do a backflip,
you'd be doing it all day,
brother. You'd be seeing me backflip on Highway 100. Just like I've said a number of times, if I looked like a certain celebrity, Garrett Mitchell on Friday night.
Yeah,
Garrett Mitchell on Friday night gets doused. Got to talk about this with Hunter. Nobody dumps a Gatorade bucket on Garrett Mitchell.
What, is he too good looking, or what's the deal?
No, this is bull. Garrett Mitchell dumps a Gatorade bucket on every single Brewer.
Yeah, get him.
And then he just gets water bottles sprayed on him. Come on, somebody had to step up and douse Garrett Mitchell. But when he's got the super tight shirt on because he just got doused in water with the walk-off, if I looked like Garrett Mitchell, you'd be hard pressed to find me rocking a shirt, man.
That's the thing. If you look like Garrett Mitchell, would you be wearing his jersey and Sproats pants?
They might have to iron on my Brandon Sproat pants.
That's the tightest outfit in comparison, or a combination.
I saw Sproat during BP on Friday.
Yes.
He's wearing the tight pants during warmups too.
Oh, this is his thing. He's wearing them on off days, Billy.
You can't get those things off though at that point.
No, I mean
they look like offensive lineman jerseys.
You ever consider maybe he's never taken them off? Maybe he sleeps in those game pants. He has to for the road games, for the gray ones. It's pretty wild.
Or maybe he does the Barkley and he just showers in them, and that's how he washes his jersey.
You never showered in a jersey, Charles. I showered him. I cleaned my jersey in the shower.
Clean my jersey in the shower.
That's an all-timer. Look, you're right. I mean, I get it. You're young. You're athletic. You feel invincible. You want a backflip. You don't have to do it.
We don't need to. We don't need to. Especially at Fanatics Fest. Especially on a weird, slippery surface. might not be the best idea. 877-794-1973.
Fanatics Fest thing is so weird in general to me. It's just so much.
I want you to go sometime.
Why? Yeah, I know. I probably should.
Just because I want you to be able to walk around and just look around and say, what is all this stuff? I mean, all this.
Exactly.
What are we wasting all our money on here?
It's so funny.
That would just be phenomenal
like,
theater.
All these athletes going there to self-congratulate on the backs of you buying $400 screen printed jerseys. Like, that's what it feels like.
If we do, if we ever get you
man.
to do the, like DP's got Seton now on the, he just goes on road trips and finds cool reports to do.
How about that job?
If we ever get to a point where we can elevate you to that status,
just
Armen,
go around and just hang out at places.
Fanatics Fest.
Yeah.
It's Olympics and Fanatics Fest, the two places I need to see Armen Sarian at.
Armen was at Fanatics Fest today, checking stuff out. Like me walking around.
Checking out the $800 jackets that you can buy.
Trying to haggle. Thinking I see
Did you take 6 for this?
Yeah.
600? No, 60.
The closest thing we got is when we were walking around Super Bowl media row. That was the closest thing we got to that. Hey, is that Dan Orlovsky?
That'll probably be it. Yeah, that
hey,
might
Billy,
be
there's
that. Might
Nick
be
Wright.
877-794-1973. All right, back to the Brewers, back to the sweeping of the Miami Marlins. And the Miz on the bump tonight against Freddie Peralta. Hunter Baumgardt. Hunter B on Air is where you follow all of Hunter's coverage of the Milwaukee Brewers. His segment is always brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted source for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th Street, just north of 894. Hunter is next with us. That's Armen. I'm Billy. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Fly ball left center. It is back. It is gone. Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
And say hello to your Current Electric superhero of the day, William Contreras. Yesterday saves the day. Brewers scratching nothing across in the first 8 frames. Bottom of the ninth comes the Brewers shine. Inserted in as a pinch hitter and then catching for the back half of the game. William Contreras goes yard, second walk-off home run of his career. And today he's our superhero of the day, brought to you by Current Electric. Call current.com, the place to go. July heat is serious. It's tough, but severe storms can be downright dangerous. And that power goes out to let your family get trapped in a stifling hot house, fridge full of spoiling food. Take care of your loved ones. They're your loved ones for a reason. You love them. Keep them safe and comfortable with a Current Electric whole home standby generator. Receive 1 free year of monitoring purchase in July. Matters most. Your family. By scheduling an appointment today at Current Electric. Call current.com. Call current.com. We call Hunter Baumgardt. Be on air is where you follow all of his exceptional coverage of the Milwaukee Brewers on all the social channels and right here on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Hunter, that's a heck of a weekend at the ballpark. 2 walk-off winners. I got to start here before we get to your superhero of the day in William Contreras and the yoke of him being able to go in and catch after pinch hitting. Did you talk to anybody in that clubhouse on Friday night why no one dumped the Gatorade bucket on Garrett Mitchell? I mean, what the heck? This dude is standing out there waiting to go in and celebrate every victory by dumping Gatorade on somebody, talking to Sophia Minert. And it felt like the boys let him off the hook there on Friday night. Did you ask that question, or were you worried about real important actual baseball stuff?
We should have. That's a missed opportunity, I think, because he is the guy. You know, Willie Adames was always the guy when he was here. But then when Willie Adames would hit a walk-off home run, somebody would pick it up, pick up the mantle, so to speak, and be able to dump the Gatorade on Willie Adames, whether that be Contreras or someone else. Abner Uribe has been definitely part of that this year as well, as we saw that yesterday. Uribe and Mitchell combining for the effort with William Contreras. So maybe he should have done it, but either way, somebody should have. I was thinking the same thing in the moment, though. We didn't ask it, but I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, who's going to dump the Gatorade? Who's going to? I'm like, well, nobody's there to dump the Gatorade. Garrett Mitchell's the one who just hit the walk-off. So yeah, unfortunately, that's a missed opportunity because I'm sure Mitchell wanted, that same celebration that he gives everyone else.
Maybe today it's a good time to just be like, hey, do you feel like you got slighted? Do you feel like you got shortchanged? Right now, we're a couple of days removed. They got more wins on it, right? He'll be like, no, I'm more worried about getting a hit against.
Well, he's gonna say that, but I think he should
deep down it hurts.
Deep down, wanted the Gatorade bath. And my thing, and I asked this to Billy right before the show. It was like super early. I don't know why Billy probably didn't think, why is Armen thinking about this? But like yesterday, that's bubble gum, right? That they're dumping on William. So that looks like you could have at least done that. With the confetti, with the bubble gum, it looks like confetti.
Sure.
Is my thing.
Oh, okay.
And then what I like about that is that's individually wrapped candy or bubble gum, right? And you don't waste any of it. And then then you can reuse that. So at least if it's not Gatorade, can't we do the candy bucket? Like that's another thing, right, Hunter? Because those are individually that's bubble gum, right? Are those little things?
Yeah. No, that's bubble gum. They have all sorts of kinds of double bubble in that dugout, whether it be watermelon or apple or what have you. Grape, I think, is mixed in there.
Because I'm like, what's that green flavor? That's the green
I thought
flavor.
It was apple, but yeah, it's definitely watermelon.
I got to get back in my bubblegum game.
You got to go check out the Big League Chew. Dick's Sporting Goods has a crazy amount of Big League Chew. I was trying to explain it to my 3-year-old. He was not understanding how cool it was. But
what? Well, he's too young.
He will in due time. Hunter, you've been trying to explain to us, though, how good Garrett Mitchell is and how talented he's been for a while now. His month of July is ridiculous. An incredible average. I think he still currently has the most hits in the majors in the month of July. What have you noticed from his? I heard Murph talking about it on Friday night a little bit. I got a piece of it leaving the game, but being able to play a different way, it did appear like he was learning how to play maybe a little bit more reserved, a little safer in the outfield. But Friday night, he does it with the bat, does it with the glove. And that went from being the Joey Ortiz game to the Garrett Mitchell night.
Yeah, I think it for Garrett Mitchell, I think you've seen the confidence grow, of course, at the plate with the way he's hitting, but also the way the confidence has grown in the field. And I think a great example of that was Friday night when he makes those 2 catches up against the wall, where he's not timid to hit the wall. He's going and making the catch. Now, was it like robbing a home run or absolutely slamming into the wall? No, but he is going full speed towards the wall. And that is probably something early in the season he wasn't as comfortable with, but now he's kind of gotten over that mental hurdle a little bit. I mean, we had talked about during spring training, he had talked about how he's literally working on slides and dives back into first base. How can I do that to keep myself healthy? How can I do that, when in the outfield? How can I dive a certain way to make sure that I am going to stay healthy? And I think that's almost become natural now. More than halfway through the season, I think it's really instinctual where he is maybe diving. Oh, now we're back. Where he's diving a certain way, or maybe he's running into the wall. It depends on what it happens to be, but his outfield confidence, I think, has gotten much better. If I'm breaking up here, let me know.
Oh no, we got you.
We got you back.
We got you there in the middle there. But it's tough because you saw somebody who was, especially at the plate, swinging and missing a little bit more than you would obviously like earlier in the year. They put up a cool thing on MLB Network, and I don't fully understand, Hunter, the chase rates and the hard hit rates and what calculates it and what trips the trigger of a chase and all this kind of stuff. They said he had one of the better chase rates as well as hard hit rates in baseball. The comparison and the combination of him and Jake Bauers was rather impressive. Jake Bauers has some of the better numbers that way in all of baseball. But for Garrett Mitchell, he's in a crowded outfield. Like our friend Wisconsin Sports Fanatic said, all the patience that the Brewers had with Mitchell finally paying off. I've always thought you'd be good if you could just keep him going, go Brewers. But like he's at a spot where you desperately know there's spots available, right? Like there's a lot of guys that are trying to get in there. You're going to have Churio, who's going to have to play every day. Yelich, you're trying to make sure you force him into the DH role. We already know the problems that potentially Sal Frelick is going to have keeping that spot. And Blake Perkins, damn, Pat Murphy said he'd send himself down before he sent Blake Perkins down. Send him down pretty quick when they knew that Luis Lara was coming up. So like that outfield was going to get crowded, but it does appear, Hunter, he's making that decision for them long term with the way that he's played.
I think he has to. I think that you saw the potential, and I think that's the coming into this season, how many injuries he had dealt with. Like we just haven't seen a full season of Garrett Mitchell yet. And now we are starting to see that where it's like, okay, this is the potential this guy has. Now I think the power can even be a little bit better. I think he still has potential to grow, but I think overall we're starting to see the full Garrett Mitchell experience and why this guy's a first-round pick and why they invested that type of pick in him. I mean, when I asked Trevor McGill about him in the clubhouse over the weekend, McGill was like, yeah, we're starting to see why he was drafted in the first round, and kind of the whole city is starting to see what potential this guy has. And I think the team is as well, not only the front office, the manager, but also the players in that clubhouse, and also just being happy for him on a personal level that he's able to kind of come to his maybe not full potential yet, but a lot of his potential in 2026. So it's been really cool to watch because obviously we haven't been able to in previous years and have been able to really see the full Garrett Mitchell and what he can do defensively and offensively and his elite speed. I mean, don't forget about that. So he's got all the tools and maybe the most talented younger, he's not crazy young. He's drafted out of college and he's been in the league for a while. So it's not like he's a kid in there. It's not like he's a 21-year-old, but he's been around for a little while. But as far as their younger, more inexperienced talent, you could say he's probably got the most just tools that if he puts it all together, oh man, look out. And you're starting now to see it. So the patience, if you had patience for him, I know not a lot of people did. And I know there were, the off season, a lot of people were not maybe wanting him and saying, oh, just trade him now, blah, blah, blah. And maybe even those cries will get louder if he has a good season. Oh, his value will never be top, but let's hold off on that because that guy could be your center fielder for a while.
Well, absolutely. And that's why I think some of us push back so much on the sentiment of like, all right, we just got to move on from him. Cause it's like when you see that type of talent and it's been because of injury, you don't want to give up on him. And I'm glad the Brewers haven't. I'm glad we didn't. You never know what these guys can do if they stay healthy. Marshawn Lloyd, we speak your name. But Hunter, speaking of guys that are having great years, okay, Jake Bauers having a great year, generational year for him, right? Maybe his best. It's been great for the Brewers, but because of that, it's kind of pushed Andrew Vaughn out. We have to find more at-bats and starts for Andrew Vaughn because he's had a really good year, and he's done his thing when he's gotten in there, but it's hard to find him time right now. Or is this totally fine? Is this the right way to deploy Andrew Vaughn to get the most out of him for the team?
That's a good question. I mean, it's tough to really get going when you're getting the sparse starts that he is, and coming in a random pinch hit opportunity. Like that's hard to get going. And to be honest, it's admirable that his average is still over 300 throughout the season so far. I know he has more limited at bats than maybe other guys on the team or maybe other guys in the league, but still he's gotten a significant amount of at bats. That average still just above 300, and he's able to. Whatever situation, I mean, he is able to pinch hit. He's at least hit the ball hard. You're going to get a good at bat. Yeah, like the line drive to short yesterday. It's like, well, what are you going to do about that? Contact play is on.
Yeah. A lot of walks too.
Yeah, so he's giving you a good at bat, and I agree. You want to get him in there. I wonder if now because Sal Frelick's out, they give Bauers more starts and right, and then that puts Andrew Vaughn at first. Wouldn't be surprised if that alignment that we saw yesterday is very common. I know they want to get Luis Lara in there, and he's given you great at-bats. Yesterday was the first game that he didn't get on base as a major leaguer, so he had went 7 straight games to start his major league career on base, which is second best in franchise history. By the way, Joey Wiemer holds that record with 8 games on base to start a career. So
that is crazy.
Trivia for you, a little Joey Wiemer, who Kyle Stowers very much looks like, as I was kind of looking.
That's a great call, Hunter. Yes,
really?
very much so. Yes, very much so. And both number 28s, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, is that Wiemer? No, it's Kyle Stowers. I mean, come on now. But yeah, that was so, Joey Wiemer holds that record, but there you go if you wanted a Joey Wiemer reference. But yeah, so I think Bauers is going to be somewhat in the mix there in right field. He was 0 for the series, which is strange. He was 0 for the Marlins series. Bauers was. So I think that is part of the reason why they pinch hit him late. I know there were, people saying, "Oh, we're pinch hitting for Bauers again." Yeah, but when you got Contreras on the bench, and when you got some guys on the bench who you think maybe could be a better at bat, especially against the lefty, and Bauers not having a great series, maybe you pull that trigger, and hey, at the end of the day, it won him the game of the ninth.
So when you're tweeting out and responding with your thousands of followers on X, Hunter, be on air if you want to be one of them. If you're not already, what are you doing as a Brewers fan? You're missing too much good content. Who is garnering more of the crossfire? Who is getting more of the we need to get this guy out of the lineup? Is it Christian Yelich or Aaron Ashby?
That's the good question right there. Ashby's given up a base runner in 11 straight appearances. Wild part is he's only given up runs in 4 of them. So he's like able to work around it, but that's playing with fire every single time you're pitching. I mean, his last 1-2-3 inning was June 23rd. So it's been today's July 20th. So it's like he's just been playing with fire a lot. And obviously in Pittsburgh was probably the biggest burn, obviously, with that grand slam that gave the Pirates the win. But man, it's probably close to being tied. I would say Yelich just a little more right now because Ashby's playing pretty much every day too, but Yelich is every day at the top of your lineup as well as your DH. And I think what people are maybe not that Yelich is playing, but that Yelich is still your leadoff hitter. And look,
that seems to be the point of contention that I'm getting mostly too.
Right. It's not that we don't like Yelich in the lineup. It's that Yelich is maybe the leadoff hitter. And I get it, right? You could argue that there's some other guys that could be better in that leadoff role as of late because he hasn't been hitting as well. But he gives you some pretty good at-bats over the weekend, and he gets kind of the walks were back. You could see a little bit, obviously driving the ball. What did he have? 1 or 2 doubles over the weekend?
Pair of doubles, yeah. Basically a game-winning double because those 2 runs ended up winning you the game on Saturday. I'm trying to be a little more positive with it because Hunter, he's going to be in the lineup, and if he's going to be in the lineup, he's going to be the one hitter, right? Like because he's not going to be in the meat of the order. You're not going to hit him 7th. All due respect to Sal Frelick and his family, like he's not a 7-hole hitter in Major League Baseball, despite what the numbers might indicate. And I heard a buddy of mine saying like he'd be a platoon player a lot of places. Sure. But now when you're paying him $20 million and your other guy who's paying $22 million to just announced that he's having season-ending surgery. Like there are financial parts of this, but I think it's also more of the clubhouse and cohesion. You probably do a lot more damage inside there when Yelich is not on the lineup card. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I could definitely see that. I mean, look at his at bat late in the. I think it was the seventh. It was when he got doubled off. Was that the 7th inning? Maybe.
Yes.
He walks first, then he steals second on the first pitch, and then he forces a throw to second, and the pickoff throw goes into center field, and he gets to third base. And all of a sudden, he's at third base with nobody out. Now he didn't score because the Brewers are just struggling sometimes with the runner at third and nobody out. But look, that sequence is Christian Yelich in a nutshell. Just. First pitch, boom, steals second. A couple pitches or what have you later, all of a sudden he's standing at third because the pitcher threw it into center field. Like that's the type of threat. And look, that's perfect for a leadoff hitter. You got speed, a guy who runs bases well. And so you want that as your leadoff hitter. So I think we saw some signs of improvement in that Marlins series, and hopefully that continues tonight and into the rest of this homestand.
Well, it's always going to be exceptional coverage when Hunter B on air is on, and you will be on tonight with the baseball pregame show before Freddie Peralta and Jacob Mizorowski.
You bet. That I'm looking forward to that. We are going to get the Freddie Peralta trade special tonight between Sproat and Peralta, but that was switched. So now we have Miz against Peralta, which I think is probably more fun because you have, of course, Miz on the anytime Miz is on the mound, you're going to want to watch. And then, of course, the former Brewer, Freddie Peralta. So, 5:30 baseball pregame show on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee. And if you're watching right now, you can watch the pregame show, YouTube, Facebook, and X.
And a matchup of potentially the Brewers' number 1 and number 2 starters in the playoffs.
Let's go.
Could be.
I want to Hunter. That would be so fun. I want that.
It would be.
Freddie,
a
bring
heck of
me
a
home,
time.
Peralta.
Yes.
Bring you home all the way to the 6th inning. Hunter, we always appreciate it, brother. We'll be watching tonight.
That sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Hunter brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted source for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. We have a local callback wake and bake story of the day brought to you by Armen Sarian and HappyPlaceHemp.com. It's next right here on the Huddle. Happy Place Hemp at happyplacehemp.com. Bring us our wake and bake story of the day here on the Huddle each and every day. Send you home with a story that lets you think, huh? Now, this one happened to me before the show, thanks to our friend Armen over there on that side. I'm Billy Schmidt. This is Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. And this story about the shoebox scandal.
Yes.
26 years ago. Today?
26 years ago, Billy, the summer of 2000, the Badgers football empire was riding high. Barry Alvarez just came off 2 consecutive Rose Bowl victories. Ron Dane's Heisman entering the 2000 season that summer as high as number 4 in the nation, maybe national championship aspirations, and it all came crashing down one day. That summer when the big bombshell dropped in the Wisconsin State Journal that more than 157 Wisconsin student athletes across 14 different sports had received unadvertised discounts of up to 50% at the Shoebox, was the Black Earth Wisconsin shoe store. And just before the season opener against Western Michigan, the hammer dropped. 26 football players were suspended by the NCAA. That included 11 of the team's biggest stars, Billy.
I was going to say the names on here are serious. Michael Bennett.
Yes.
Jamar Fletcher.
Wendell Bryan.
Chris Chambers.
Yep. Nick Davis, the receivers. Really good. So, they went 9-4 that year. They kind of had to deal with the depth issues, roster shuffling, things like that. Kind of messed them up for a while. The NCAA officially handed out 5 years of probation. The next year, they lost football and basketball scholarships. And just 4 years ago, after more than 2 decades, the university's self-imposed ban prohibiting athletic staff and players from shopping at the store expired. You couldn't even go to that store for 20 years. And it finally expired if you were working there. So, Billy, kind of a crazy one. When we think about what's going on today in the NCAA, NIL, money's flying around like just water on a sprinkler.
It falls out. $100,000 feels like it falls out of coaches' pockets
because they took the discounts. They had so much trouble, so many penalties, so many things.
Suspended
happening.
Players for more than 3 games for benefits more than $500.
All because they got the discount. It was like coupons or something. There wasn't coupon codes back then, but coupons. They just kept getting extra coupons, basically. Just Armen type stuff. Trying to find a deal.
Trying to double up on the Wayfair coupon code that you found online. See if you can double them up and see if it works.
What's crazy is I never got one of those discounts. I've never been to that store, so maybe I should go.
Maybe we should go check it out.
Yeah, but
if it finally expired, it's still open probably.
Yeah, we gotta say goodbye. But that rocked the world around here. So it was wild.
Man, that rocked all of the college football world. Hopefully, we rocked your world today. We'll do it for 4 more days without Drew Olson. We'll somehow be able to muddle through. Armen Sarian, great work. Thanks to Scott Dolphin. Thanks to Hunter Baumgardt. I'm Billy. It's been the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. See you tomorrow live at 5.
Peace.